Subscribe now or blink and cry.
Oh, yes. You know, sorry to let you guys down. It's totally blown over. The whole thing is fine. There's no rift in Maga world. They're totally going to patch things up. It's, you know, we thought it was going to be a lasting horror dump, but, oh, wait, sorry, 1 second. I just needed to check really quick. Every single clip on the right-wing media sphere, and yeah, it turns out, no, they're still fighting. They're still fighting. Good. Okay. Yeah. Just checking. Re-up in just 1 minute. Oh boy. Yeah, everybody's got their panties in a bunch. Hit that like, let everybody know we're here. I'll be up in just 1 minute. All right. There are so many clips. Oh my God. There's so much. Man, oh Shevitz. What's this one? Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Lovely. Almost there. Hit that like, everybody. We're gonna do it. Oh, baby. Okay, all right. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's Hal Sparks, Megaworldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Oh, my Lord. Can I just say, it's good to be with you. It's good to be around you. It's good to be near you. It's good to share this moment with you. You know, there's some tough stuff going on. We'll get to the fact that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is back in the country, and he will be, they just announced charges against him for all kinds of stuff, which the way the charges were announced will pretty much guarantee, even if he's guilty, he will probably get off, which is these dunderheads not being able to do their job. But how hard was it to just give the guy due process so that the rest of us don't have to worry about it, and so that we can know that if somebody was sent someplace, you know, they were done so on purpose and for a real reason. Thank you. What's grokking on today? Oh, pie face. The grok is having a good time. I don't know why I turned into Jeff Goldblum, except for the fact that as the greatest live stream in the history of live streams, I have won the Jeff Goldblum Chaos Theory live stream award every single year since the invention of the award by me. I invented it myself. But hey, if Rand Paul can give himself a certificate of achievement from an optometry board that he created out of thin air, sure, why not? I'll tell you what the problem is. I can win the Jeff Goldblum Award. So lots to get to today. Holy smokes. First of all, let's bring in the chat because you guys are wonderful. And thank you ahead of time for the super chats and the memberships and all the kind of lovelies that you do to support the show. Thank you so much. I think there's even a goal in the chat. Is the goal working? Does it work? Make a super chat for the super chat deal and hype. Start the goal. Yes. Set a timer. Let's see. Members will get a what? Let's see. Share how you'll celebrate with an amazing stream as always. I don't know. I don't know how to set these things up. Okay. Exclamation point. It's a bunch of that. Starting the goal. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Anyway, I'm using every tool at my to keep the show afloat. By God. And thank you guys for reading. By the way, there are so many members now on the YouTube side that we're starting to look like the Twitch stream with all the color and the bombast. It's lovely. Thanks, Josh. Look at that for appreciate it. See, we say I love you and thank you to the people who support the show. If you can't do it, don't worry about it. But when somebody does support the show, let them know how much you appreciate it. I will do my best, but I will also be doing the show, so that's why we're all here. So forgive me if I breeze by them and don't allow people to super chat their way into the conversation, which is another problem I have with another bunch of streamers, but that's not important. Also, my headphones died because I had left them unplugged. When I rewired everything, I took out the Paul, okay, so Lisa Mia Moore, thank you so much. But Hal, do you love me? I've been sick at home in bed this whole week. Absolutely, Paul. I'm glad to be here with you, and I'm glad to be digitally here, so I can't catch whatever you got. But I hope you heal well, and we all do. So thank you, Lisa Mia Moore. Oh my God. So yeah, thank you guys for doing that, for throwing some love in the chat room to people who gift on the show. It means a lot. All right, now him. So I gotta say, it's been really hard to pare down the stuff to look at as these people have continued to farging panic. Having access to, oh yeah, the SCOTUS Doge thing, we'll get to that as well. I have to say though, I'm less worried about that right now because I have a feeling that internal backlash being what it is, that it's already gonna be, there's a high chance that Trump could use something to throw Musk in jail. It'd just be, please, just let it roll for a minute. I'm not afraid of them knowing anything currently right now because there's nothing they can do with it if they don't have a business in 2 years. So, oh, so good. All right, now let's jump into what we're seeing today because there's a whole heck of a lot. Now, That's the Steve Bannon one. There's a bunch of stuff. So there's Steve Bannon, as these guys, Peanut Butter Dickhead, and their guys discussing whether they're Team Elon or Team Trump. That was from today. I don't know what the fuck Tim Pool is on, and neither does he. There was something with Russell Brand. By the way, when I clicked on that link, that's what brought me to this CSL, not that post, the word post that you put up. But I was looking for it, and I can't find it. I don't know where it would be in this thing. Is it on his homepage or something?
You're not sitting here.
Shut up. Yeah, I'll bring it down. I'll show everybody what our dear beloved CSL had found from Russell Brand, which was, in and amongst all this awful. I have to scroll through and find it now because it was way back in the back. Or was it? Did I scroll right by it? I did. I moved right past it. Trump just dropped a new response. Can we grab that real quick? Was that on the tarmac? Was that one of he was talking? Okay, so this is OAN dealing with it. Boy, they had a good time. It has gotten ugly. I got news for you. It was always ugly, stupid. You're just starting to notice, I would like to point out. Yeah. They're both ugly. You're ugly. The whole thing's ugly. Fiscal fight. I think it's like. I think they're trying to make a fist fight reference. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for the support. So lovely. We'll see if we can find that VJ Kodak. If you can send Andrea a link or something like that, and we'll see which one you're talking about. Was it a post? Was it a Truth Social post? Truth Sinkhole. Then there's Higby saying, bury the hatchet. Everybody's trying to patch this shit up. Are the rumors true? Yes. Donald Trump was friends with Jeffrey Epstein from 1985 to 2004, and he had no fucking idea the guy was a pedophile. Elon's lost it. This is what Trump tells Peter Doocy. This is in line with, I think, probably, I haven't watched any of these. We're watching them together. Why the Trump-Musk rift is not unexpected, says Hannity. Why? Because they both got big egos. That's how it works. I don't know. The big beautiful beef. I know this is an attempt, to slather on this shit. They cannot enjoy spackling. It's on Truth Sinkhole. Okay, yeah. Everyone's trying to go. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. That's the next plan. So let me see real quick, because let's see. I think we have a Truth Sinkhole. Yeah, there it is. So let's see what Trump just said. Oh, wow. This let it float. Here you go. Comes. I was hired to lead Jeffrey Epstein's defense as his criminal lawyer 9 days before he died. He sought my advice for months before that. I can say authoritatively, unequivocally, and definitively that he had no information to hurt President Trump. I specifically asked him, hey, have you got anything we can use against Trump? We could get you out of here. And then he was like, 9 days later, he was dead. Dude, you asked him that question, and 9 days later, they didn't give him time to go, actually, I think there might be a... Yes, I saw that feud, but I saw that he hadn't written anything on his channel, CSL, but that text that he had on there, it only shows up in the Discord. That's all right. I'll grab it as a screen grab. Hold on. Let me just do that. Because I'll show everybody his... while he's doing this stupid shit, while all this stuff is I don't think there's anything important going on. While you could be watching corporate propaganda, we're all living through a time of incredible change and opportunity. But I'd like to know, shut the fuck up. What a disgusting prick. Anyways, speaking of disgusting prick, yes, David Chowan, you asked your client if he had any dirt on Donald Trump that he could use to get him out. He said no, and 9 days later he was dead. Just in time for him to not be able to go back on that. Holy shit. That's what Trump posted? And what was the last time? It's time to, let's see. He retweeted Roger Stone. I'm pleased to announce Secretary of Treasury will be meeting in London on May 1st with representatives from China with reference to the trade deal. This meeting should go very well. Right. Just inspected the site of the new ballroom that will be built. Compliments the man who's been in the White House for 150 years. Presidents, many others walked into the beautiful ballroom, but it was never got built because nobody previously had any knowledge or experience of doing such a thing. I do. Oh my God. Gross. And that's it. Like, stop asking how much people like this should be taxed. Start asking why these people waste so much tax money. Wow. And that's somebody else's post. That's not from Trump's directly. That's just into the feed to cover for the fact that there ain't a lot of shit in there. No, that's a repost. That one's not. Some stuff, yeah, there's the D-Day thing. The rest of it's just like, great job numbers, stock market big times. At the same time, billions pouring in from tariffs, exclamation point. This is 8 hours, not true. If too late at the Fed would cut, we would reduce interest rates long, short term. Is costing country forward. Borrowing costs should be much lower. Right. Too late at the Fed is like too late Powell. Like, that's what he keeps trying to do, and that's his nickname. He used to be good at this. He just sucks. Or allegedly good at this. It was what he did was, the reason people think he was good at nicknames is because he was good at cheap shots, and that that other people just wouldn't take because you'd have to be a low res scumbag to try to even talk like that about somebody in at least a presidential candidacy. And he jumped right to it. So whatever. Anyways, America's hot. 6 months ago, it was cold as ice. I don't know what that whole thing. Ice and cold as hot. I don't know why he thinks that's a thing. And is this the info for the America 250?
I am thrilled to invite everyone to an unforgettable celebration, one like you've never seen before. On Saturday, June 14th, which is Flag Day, we are honoring the 250th anniversary of the greatest fighting force in history, the United States Army. We will celebrate a spectacular military parade in Washington, D.C., like no other.
Yeah, I'm not even Catholic. I'm going to go see the Pope.
For 2.5 centuries, the men and women of America's Army.
I'm kidding. Nerd Haaland is playing that day. Something truly patriotic.
Army have dominated our enemies and protected our freedom at home. This parade salutes our soldiers' remarkable strength and unbeatable spirit. You won't want to miss it. Just don't miss this one. It's going to be good. Thundering tanks and breathtaking flyovers will roar through our capital city. Monster
truck, wrestling announcers, world's biggest teabag. Why is he slurring? Because he gacked up on Adderall before he had to record these things, because that's what he used to do on The Apprentice, probably. And probably about the Adderall, definitely what he did on The Apprentice, yeah. And then that many stimulants make your mouth water, I guess, yeah.
As nearly 7,000 soldiers.
Wow, time for the next goal already? Oh my God.
March in.
Love you guys.
Historic uniforms from every major war since the Revolution.
Great. So we can have a bunch of fucking tea partiers and tricorn hats walking around.
Join us for this once-in-a-lifetime celebration. I think it's going to be better and bigger than any parade we've ever had in this country. Reserve your spot now at America250.org. America250.org. I hope.
.org.
Hope to see you there.
You will definitely not see me there.
I'm going to be there. I'll be watching the entire event. It's going to be.
Right. What do you think you'd be doing? Working?
Be something very, very special. I don't think we've ever done one quite like this. We're going to be celebrating the Army and our military. Thank you very much.
Jesus. Hard sell. God damn. Yeah, sorry. That was, you're right. That was a belated nut warning. I apologize. Let's see. Four polls. This is the gold something. I don't know. Turning against me. Okay, so that was where we were yesterday. All right, now the it's so hard to choose. It's so hard to choose which one. Oh my God. All right, let's jump over here because the behind the scenes story is, and it's funny that fucking Jimmy Dork over here is now Peter Thiel is gonna take over for Donald Trump. Dude, you give a fuck. You even vote. And the idea is that like Vance and all these guys, this is Musk's end run around him. Is this the idea? I'm the title and the thumbnail, quite frankly, reek of something that I've forgotten his name. The fucking asshole that's on his show, the slathering anger monster that he has, the Muppet that he puts graphics over his face. Whatever that.
Small business owners can save up to 20% on business insurance with
Don't doubt it.
Fiverr.com. Click or call.
Yeah, probably. There's always
Small
two.
business owners can
Okay,
save
it's
up
the
to
same ad again. That's good.
20% on business insurance
Bipper
with
bobber.
Fiverr.com.
Right, I don't do these
What do you
ads.
think about the use of artificial intelligence or lavender by the IDF in identifying how
like, huh? This video. What are you doing? What that girl said.
Musk targets? And secondly, do you agree with Elon Musk about that the population decline is
I tell you, whatever you're playing is clearly meant to be a propaganda video for whoever's posting it. That's what the weird, creepy music is about. You're not just playing the clip of the girl saying it. You're playing the like compilation track shit that they always throw in.
a risk for humanity?
Look at that.
Look, I'm not, without going into all the I'm not on top of all the details of what's going on in Israel because my bias is to defer to Israel.
I don't even know why that's a thing. Like, what was that clip supposed to show?
You made a short documentary. Now, this is about 10 minutes long. I'm going to play it. I wanted to just play
my God. You're not going to play... This is his show now? He's just going to play other people's content in a small window while he goes, eh?
Clip of it, but it's very powerful, and I think it's what people need to hear. And
Right, which is obviously not your show, someone else's programming. Gotcha.
to understand what's exactly going on.
Exactly.
And when I say that your country's being run by a handful of billionaires, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So let's watch this, because everybody had high hope for J.D. Vance and...
What? No, they did not. What the fuck are you talking about? No one had high hopes for fucking J.D. Vance. What? I'm sorry. Is this where we find out that adding J.D. Vance to the ticket was what brought fucking Jimmy Dore over and had him vote for Trump?
Donald Trump, that they were actually the enemies of the deep state.
Don't tell me he still thinks there's a deep state. All right.
And that the deep state was working against them. Well, now with Dan Bongino and Kash Patel going along with every garbage theory about the deep state and that they're closing down the investigation into the assassination attempt, we now know that those things were not on what they appeared to be. And just same thing with Jeffrey Epstein. So the Trump administration is not what they appeared to be. And
what are you talking about? They're exactly what they appeared to be. Criminal assholes who want power strictly to enrich themselves and their friends. Yeah, I'm the deep state.
there is Dan Bongino and Kash Patel or any of those people in the, right now the FDA.
Wait a minute. This fucking Marxist millionaire is upset that he's being let down by Bongholio and Kash Patel and Trump and Vance. So can we just let the ship sail that this motherfucker cares about Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid or housing or lowering defense spending, all the things the Democrats ran on and actually fucking did. And he was like, these people are evil. And then he's like, but maybe Trump will fix this. And then they come in, they do the exactly what they said they were going to do. Deporting people without due process, ramping up spending the first $1 trillion defense spending, cutting Medicare, cutting Medicaid, cutting Social Security, ending fair housing, the Department of Education. Jesus Christ. Is this motherfucker still calling himself left at all? I think he does. That's the weird part.
I still recommend.
One of the weird parts.
COVID boosters, just so you know. So they're not what they claim to be. But here's this is going to make it clear for people. Here we go.
Thank you very much. Wow. Donald Trump's second term is off to a controversial start, with his supporters celebrating his executive orders to free Ross Ulbricht, end funding for schools requiring COVID-19 injections, calling for releasing the JFK, MLK, and RFK files, and ending support for U.S. aid.
So that's what we thought was coming.
No, we didn't. That was the blather. That was the bullshit. And you were like, even if you thought like they're going to do that, they're going to get rid of COVID mandates for school kids if there's an outbreak. And by the way, that's the only reason they did it. And they're going to release all this funding and kill USAID. And you're like, okay, I'll take that, even if they extrajudicially scoop up brown people and chuck them out into a fucking gulag in El Salvador, even if they cut Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, even if they end fair housing, even if they attack the Civil Rights Act, even if they scoop out every DEI protection that was there, leveling the playing field for disenfranchised workers and people of color in the government and elsewhere. Jesus Christ. And you're like, well, I don't have a problem with that part. As long as they do this dippy shit that I got to say either doesn't chart or is awful, I'm okay with them doing all that other stuff. Never mind Trump Gaza.
We're all on board for all. Donald Trump's the big fighter against the deep state.
The big fighter about the deep state.
And all things like that. Well,
and all things like that. I'm sorry, was there surgery and his brain was swapped with MTG and they both got dumber somehow?
Guess what happened?
Okay, that solves that problem.
However, while the MAGA movement cheers Trump for moving at a rapid pace, many of his supporters appear to be turning a blind eye to the influence of Peter Thiel and the other technocrats. Who is Peter Thiel and what is a technocrat? Let's dive in.
Let's dive in. It's super scary. And you better watch out because it's super scary. This is all the stuff that I've been talking about for a while and everybody was mentioning. Like last year when he was added to the fucking ticket. And you're like, whatever.
In the early 20th century, a movement began to develop around a political theory known as technocracy, a system wherein management of governments is
I talked about this shit fucking months ago.
Handled by technical experts, often involving technology-focused solutions. Early proponents of technocracy claimed that the concept would lead to better management of resources and the protection of the planet.
Is that, again, that's Jimmy's show now. Play videos and go,
However, this system of governance by technological experts and their technology would also involve a loss of privacy, as well as centralization of power and the management of all human behavior.
Also, vertical stripes on electrical cables and to make them look slimmer. Yeah. See that? Do you see the old stock footage and now it's mixed with new stock footage? Huh?
So this is not a new thing.
What was your first clue? The Model T?
But now
that's not a new thing. It's like a shitty old thing. It's another dumb idea from the 1800s and the 1900s that we passed on.
Figured out a way to seize power, and they've done it. So this is not a new thing. This is an idea that's been around for a long time.
Right. And, well, not even that long. Like, what, 3/4 of a century, I guess? As far as, like, political philosophy, it's fairly new. I mean, it was born out of the industrial age. It would kind of have to be. But the idea that there should be a group of sort of smart overlords is the root of the Senate in Roman times.
Though the term appears to have been largely forgotten, the technocratic philosophy and influence can be seen everywhere in our modern digital world.
Yes, look at the traffic. Look at that. It's staring at us. It's checking our license plates to see if we're actually registered to drive our cars. I love how that one glows. Like, yeah, that's what they do. They all look like something out of a fucking Disney film.
Already beginning to ripe at the huge civic auditorium, where a large receptive audience turned out to hear Howard Scott as he warned of an impending crisis in America's domestic and foreign affairs.
One of the most influential proponents of technocracy was a man named Howard Scott.
Again, that's the fucking show now. All right, we've already seen this technocracy shit. Like, we know what this is. Like, that's... we'll come back to that later. It's just... What an asshole. All right, now, Elon Musk should be deported, according to Stephen K. Bannon. Let's see if this comes in right.
Unless you've been asleep for the past 24 hours, you will know by now.
I did nap, I will admit it, at one point. I had to, you know. But luckily, all of this history is happening in fits and starts, you know.
Now that the beautiful friendship between Elon Musk and Donald Trump
you mispronounced creepy.
Is over in a major way.
Oh, it's a major way. Major asshole.
We want.
That's right. Major asshole. Hold on, I think. Where is it? I knew it. I know I've got it here somewhere. They always have these around, and I've all these new. Where is it? Yeah.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
I knew it was in there somewhere.
To understand it better, and instead of trying to find some neutral observer who's going to be exactly fair, we understand that this is a division that goes deep down the American right. And
that's right. So why get someone who can give us a fair view of the entire situation when we can bring on someone who's criminal and incredibly biased and who is in service to Donald Trump's shafted his own followers for quite some time and has a bizarre fixation where everyone is a CCP agent at some point, don't you know? That's why we're unheard, you know. See, unheard, like, these are the things we're not allowed to say, which we say every weekday. I don't know how often these podcasts happen. And we're not going to be herded like cattle. You see, we have a very cute name for our show. Oh, it's lovely.
Such people as neutral observers. So instead, we're going to find people who are engaged, who are in the battle, and you can make your own mind up, knowing the perspective they...
Why would we need to learn something from Steve Bannon?
Come from. First, we are in touch with his most ardent critic, the attacker-in-chief of Elon Musk, the person who for months has been stirring revolt among the Maga faithful against Elon Musk, Trump...
Maggot. You mispronounced maggot, friend.
Advisor
yes.
And host of The War Room, Steve Bannon.
Oh.
Welcome to Unheard, Steve.
And thanks, by the way, for doing it from your own studio so you don't stink up the joint. Thank you, Bonnie.
Love the website. Go there.
Yeah, your graphics are better than mine. Even my set looks like it smells.
Every day, and honored to be on here.
This must be a busy day for you because someone you're not that fond of, Mr. Musk, has fallen out with the commander-in-chief. Do you see it as a personal victory?
No, it's not. I don't.
It's so sad.
Ever look at things like that at all. Right now it's a national security issue. You know, the president was more than kind to Elon, to bring him in, to treat him like family.
Kind? First of all, treat him like family. That's one of the worst things Trump could do. He slapped his own son for not wearing a suit to a baseball game, you fucking weirdo. And secondly, like this idea that he invited him in, he bought his way in, dummy.
To have his family at Mar-a-Lago, he and his son, President Trump gave him total access, total support.
He bought total access. He bought total support. He paid for his running mate. That's what he and Peter Thiel were doing.
Doge effort was very supported. I was a big supporter of deconstructing the administrative state, and you know what we.
Yes, I am too. In terms of Trump being the chief of that administrative state, I would like there to be, what are they called, checks and balances.
Found out is that he didn't find any fraud, right? He promised $2 trillion, then $1 trillion, then $160 billion. And what's even out there, these are all programmatic things that have been in appropriations bills that Republicans and Maga have been arguing about, like the first $9 billion rescission package. So he hasn't, and we're demanding, like, where's the money? What was Doge really doing, number one?
Well, I mean, I think the thing you're running into the most is...
that was just bullshit, Joel.
That it was never a thing.
Two, we want to make sure Doge and Elon Musk didn't take...
Yeah, but somebody who's a ginger's like, I guess we're not getting our Doge check now? Yeah, probably not.
Any of the data sets for his personal use, for his artificial intelligence.
How government data would give an AI company extraordinary power. Now a warning?
Which is driving all of his businesses. So we have to make sure of that. On the
too late
national security side, given what he said about the president, it wasn't like making changes to a bill he knew everything about.
No, he didn't. People who voted for it didn't even know about it, stupid. They passed it in the middle of the night. It's 1,000 pages. They threw stuff into the process while they were passing it. People were literally voting on it and they were changing the text, you dumbass. Nobody could have known what was in it. That's the ironic, one of the many ironic parts. I keep trying to single it out.
And never made any comment at the time. For your audience, he came in and tried to be destructive, kill the bill, kill President Trump's centerpiece of his legislative.
Again, yes, okay.
Agenda and his supply side tax cut and kind of repurposing the American economy. Also, we find out from the Wall Street Journal, he actually called CEOs when Liberation Day came and President Trump was in the beginning phase of talking to other countries and talking to CEOs about reciprocity of tariffs. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that he went and actually whipped up CEOs against President Trump's tariffs. Now, President Trump, I think, had enough of it. Elon asked to stay longer. Mark Caputo and Axios reports that. President Trump said,
it's heartbreaking. The whole thing is heartbreaking.
No, your time here is done. President Trump's very uncertain of what Doge actually accomplished.
Yeah, so are you, fuckhead. Nobody knows that. Oh, God.
Came out of the White House, was pretty adamant about it. And like an 11-year-old, Elon struck back. And what he said yesterday, he crossed the Rubicon. This is not about a bill. It's not about cutting spending. We're the biggest
tip of the spear, armor-piercing shell, and other shit. Hal, you look like Ronnie James Dio. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. When there's lightning. All right.
Deficit hawks out there, been on this, working this for over a year. What he did was to try to destroy the bill, kill the bill, right, which would destroy President Trump's supply side tax cut and a huge tax cut for the working class and middle class here. But then he went further than that. He's the one that made it personal. He talked about the Epstein files. He talked about impeaching President Trump and replacing him with the vice president. Given everything we've gone through, remember, we're 10 days or 9 days away from the 10th anniversary of Trump coming down the golden escalator. What the MAGA movement's been through, what President Trump's supporters been through, what President Trump has been through over the last 10 years, all the ups and downs, the triumphs and the defeats, to sit there and go, after President Trump's been impeached twice by these radical Democrats, to actually say that you're going to you want him impeached, and then to talk about and threaten him with your money, that, you know, I'm going to be around for 40 years, you're only around for 3.5 years, is totally and completely outrageous.
I mean, you've been seeing
it's
from
outrageous.
This impeach for a while. You've
Hold
been
on.
criticizing.
Shut up. Can I, at some point, it's hard to, you don't want to interrupt the bullshit. You're like, yeah, fuck him. Fuck you and fuck him. This is great.
Musk on these grounds. I mean, if you're right, doesn't it raise pretty serious questions about the president's judgment? What he was saying nice things about him just weeks ago.
Yes, but the difference is that nobody believes he actually believes that shit. That's the thing. It's all transactional. Of course he's saying good things about him. He was getting money and support, and he was liked by the following. As soon as he's not, broom him. Who gives a shit?
They were continuing to be friends. I mean, how did it last so long?
Well, look, number one, we are building a bigger coalition. You're seeing...
Yeah, a big coalition of people we will later call assholes.
This in UK politics also.
We want this is a big tent full of people who will accuse us of being pedophiles. It's a genius plan. Did you come up with that?
We're building a bigger coalition. And so you do have these tech bros.
Yeah, you're going to have outliers. You're going to...
Right? They did come in. Some of them came in late in the 24 campaign. Many of them, most of them came in after we won. And we're trying to build a bigger...
Yeah, this one didn't, dummy. They paid for the win.
Coalition. But here's the issue.
They played a bigger part in his win this time around than you did in 2016. So fuck right off.
These people,
if they are people, they might be robots. We don't know.
Translate money to ultimate power. And Silicon Valley... values. Silicon Valley's way of doing things is not Washington's way of doing things, and Washington's got to change. We're hammering it, but there is a process. You just can't come in and get everything you want and do.
Excuse me? Says who? According to Trump, he can as soon as he comes in. They've got a mandate, buddy.
Do it entirely your way with not thinking about people at all. And what
I mean, that's like the long form name of the BBB bill.
Elon did.
The BB bill there.
And I think the president tried to make sure that he had every opportunity. We all want to cut federal spending.
No, you don't. Then why is it up? Why is it up even before the cutting? Like, why would you appropriate any new spending at all then? Fuck are you talking about? Why would you brag about $1 trillion military budget for the first time in history if you actually give a shit? It's ridiculous.
His promise and commitment to the president of cutting $1 trillion in federal spending
was a joke, asshat. It was never gonna fucking happen. Okay, next. Let's go to Steve Bannon on, I don't know who the fuck he's talking to here. Elon Musk is illegal and he's got to go too. This is the other, Rumble always has ads. I should have signed in on this thing. Apparently it's got an issue. Go away. Buy some gold. Learn how to do this stuff. It's nasty. You gotta get a pretty rock, put it under your bed in case money stops working, and it's The Walking Dead.
Jack got a better gig than doing the 5 o'clock war room here. So Jack, give us your closing thoughts on this Twitter fight you've seen today.
Yes, Jack. Jack, tell us, Jack. Tell us what's up.
Steve, I have duties and responsibilities.
He said duties. Well, this is appropriate in this situation.
Duties and responsibilities.
Yes, you said duties already. I heard that part.
Abilities. They're called. Look, you got a situation here where, in many cases, I think that this was something that was always going to be inevitable. I think that it would have happened at some point, regardless of this bill specifically. I do think there's always been this sort of edging that's going on one way or the other. But at the end of the day, whether it's debt or whatever issue you want to talk about, mass immigration, and I've always said this. Look. The reason that this is the MAGA movement and Donald Trump's movement, and we are almost exactly 10 years away from the golden escalator moment. So it's going to be the 10-year anniversary coming up very soon here. The reason that it's that movement and not the Jeb Bush.
And the massive failure that went along with it. Yes, we're almost 10 years. The 10-year anniversary is going to basically be on the day of absolute collapse of the entire agenda. You guys have done, hats off, honestly. We couldn't have fucked this up better ourselves if we wanted to. Saboteurs could not wreck this shit like these guys have.
Movement and the Jeb Bush presidency, it ain't because tax cuts, it ain't because of balance the budget.
It's because he came in and called women fat and was an adjudicated rapist and threatened them all and demonized immigrants, and a certain section of the electorate bought it, including large chunks of people with color who felt like they were in the life raft so they could pull the ladder up after them and fuck everybody else. And he just touched that nerve, and we all learned a valuable lesson.
No, it is because of borders. It is because of trade and tariffs, and it is because of foreign policy. Okay. Those are the three issues that
he's currently failing on. Sure, okay.
Make up the backbone of the MAGA populist movement. Period. Full stop.
But
sure. But how does that address the fact that Elon Musk just said he was in the Epstein files? Go.
But hang on.
But hang on.
It's also a guy.
It is a guy.
This is why I say this as a student of history, and someone's been very involved in this and has gone to prison, all of it. It's because of also a man, right?
A man.
The country, Washington was the indispensable figure of all.
Yes, we've all. Hold on. I was making like sad music so we could play during the thing. Hold on. I'm gonna put it in themes and stuff on my. There we go. So just in case we need, Sorry, go ahead, Steve. You were talking about
the great revolutionary. He was the indispensable figure. Lincoln was the indispensable figure for the rebirth of the nation, right?
That's right.
General Washington at the birth.
He was there.
Lincoln.
It was a long time ago, but he was there.
At the rebirth.
Right.
And the reclaiming of the nation and the rejuvenation of the nation.
Rejuvenation
is Donald Trump. Without Trump coming.
We are a part of rejuvenation. Sorry. Sad violin.
Down that escalator, folks. Yes. I had a ringside seat, and I will tell you.
Yeah.
It ain't the Elon Musk or they come and go all the time. They're a dime a dozen.
That's right. We got Elon Musk's out the whiz-wang.
And all the fanboys, you look at Tony Stark, pick your comic books back up and go back to your basement room and sit in the corner for a while. Donald Trump.
He's a tough talking man, and he's spitting truth.
Trump is a man, and he's
Sorry. He's a man. He's a man. He's a man who hasn't seen his dick in a decade.
Stood in the breach when everybody else would have wilted, and he made it.
Well, he fills the breach, whatever the breach is. I mean, anybody see the Stitch movie? He's stuck in the window like the guy who created Stitch.
One of the greatest profiles in courage. And Donald Trump's very imperfect. I ain't saying he's perfect. He's very imperfect.
Very, 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 very imperfect. He's super imperfect. He's perfectly imperfect.
It's his,
if there is such a thing,
imperfections and rising above them that makes him great.
Not great. I mean, he's imperfectly great.
He consciously made a decision.
He did.
In January and February and March of 2021.
Maybe even into April. We don't know.
To come back and say that election was stolen. I know it was stolen.
And unless I get reelected, I'm going to fucking jail. Sorry, you were saying.
I didn't
mean to break in. I'm just very emotional.
Rest until we make we make that right. We set things right. There's an illegitimate regime under Biden, and I will go. And he went through hell for years.
Well, I mean, I don't know that hell had a golf course, but sure.
The first 2 years, besides this show and Jack Posobiec, are Real America's Voice, and a handful of podcasts.
That's right.
The Breitbart guys, it was totally ignored by Fox and the Wall Street Journal and the National Review and all of them.
All of them, except OAN. They were weird. They were like right outside his window, like a fucking stalker. It's really awkward. They have like a lot of. There's no way they don't have nudes of him. I mean, just pressing ham up against the glass just because they asked for it. You give the people what they want.
Okay, he made a conscious decision. That conscious decision. I know they're going to try to bankrupt me. I know they're going to try to smear me. I know they're going to...
But I'm already bankrupt, so who gives a shit?
Try to take down my family.
That's right.
And I don't have any power. They got the deep state. They got the big tech bros. They got lords of easy money. They got the media. They got everybody.
They do. There's nothing we can do about it except win, baby, win. And then we win, and it's worse than losing. How does that work out?
And I'm making a decision. I'm coming back. You know what I got? I got my followers.
Who are... really on the fence about this whole thing. 8% of them actually jumped over to Musk in this argument, and 52% of the American people hate both of us. So this is really working out. I got them right where I want them.
My people, the deplorables.
Right? That's right, both of them.
Right, the hobbits. And the hobbits got around him and lifted him on their shoulder and said, "You're our."
Which is why he's not really that much higher off the ground. I mean, if you want to be on shoulders, I would stand. I'm not standing. This is what he thinks of his people. I'm not standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm standing on the shoulders of hobbits. These fucking maggots are the little people. Steve Bannon says so.
Guy, yes, because it's about the sovereignty of the nation.
It is.
And sealing the border and shipping 13 million out of here. Let me change that.
Excuse me, 25.
13 million and one, because Elon Musk is illegal and he's got to go too. Okay?
Damn.
You're going to ship these other people home. Let's start with the South Africans. Okay.
Oh my God, are you guys okay? You're in agreement with Steve Bannon. What does it feel like? Does it itch? It's like wearing wool underwear. Like, what is this? Good God, I'm starting to. No, I wore deodorant this morning. I'm okay. I was like, Jesus Christ, does agreeing with Steve Bannon make you like stinky and warty? I'm concerned now. Okay, I made hold on. I made other violin music. Let's see. Okay, I've got to take that. It keeps making piano music. Sad violin, instrumental. I'll see if it makes it. I don't know why I was using the AI to make one. Because this is, I got to say, the best thing about AI is it gives me soundtrack music that is not, I won't get hit by a copyright strike, as you do. So that's why I use it also. It protects me from that particular thing. All right. It's so sad, lad. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, the sorrow. That's a good one. That's all right. That'll do okay. And then what's this one? It's a little hopeful. No, it's too quick. I need my violin like right out of the gate. Sorry, I'm going with that one. It's still generating, so I'll have it download in a second. That was way better. Yeah, totally. That's our new sad violin music. Why don't we understand why must they fight? These two lads we all love so much. How the fuck could they fight? Why would he say that? Why in the word? Why in the shite? Why would he say he's in the Epstein files? I mean, you know he is, but why would you say it? What's the name of this song?
Oh, God, that's all I need.
It's true. It's so true. They're turned against each other. Okay, that's pretty spectacular. That's a staple now. We're keeping that. Holy shit. Keep finished. Okay, yeah. Download this shit for me. That's amazing. All right. Now, all right, let's move on. You just said it was you. Okay, what about these guys?
Leadership. We don't need a new party in the middle.
Also, Peanut Butter Dickhead apparently has some sort of a sinus infection, and when he snorts, it's like this giant, like you could tell he's just swallowing a fistful of loogie. Ugh.
Republican and the Democrats are not.
It's like a real bull snort.
Not far apart, anyways. Just join the Libertarian Party. It already exists. Maybe you can actually help get some into Congress. Keep going a little bit lower. Keep going a little bit lower. Keep going a little bit lower. You'll see.
It's nice when when my show stuff's breaking and we're reading these kind of things just to see what's going on. I'm not looking for the reactions of other people on my side to kind of agree with me. I'm looking for the information or responses from people who are actually participating in the thing. These guys are like just scrolling to see what the temperature is on shitter.
Some of the names of who's there. The reason why this is important when seasons like this happen.
Yes, these are seasons. Seasons where we've all learned a lesson or two. This is the season of our sorrow. This too shall pass. All right. I know. I'm going to be an asshole about this. Okay, here we go.
You are very easily able to decipher between who's got who's back and who's joining who. So I got a crazy question for you guys.
It's nutty. Let's do this. Whose side are you on? You on the team Musk or team Trump?
Adam, I'm going to come to you since you're next.
Sure.
J.D. Vance, is he more Team Elon or Team Trump?
Uh-oh. They're gonna say Musk.
Elon.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Tech side.
He's Elon. Think about his upbringing.
That is not
Pat, you heard
good.
His upbringing. What the fuck? Upbringing? You mean who brought him up? You mean the tech bros that put him in there? He's a VC, he's a venture capitalist, but his upbringing was in the fucking sticks. He's totally forgotten that shit. Like the whole idea that there's some sort of hillbilly elegy savior in the White House. They are fucking clearing the decks on the red states. Are you kidding me? They're cutting everything. Every support structure that his grandmother and his parents relied on when he was broke as fuck. They're trying to, they're pulling the escape ladder up after themselves. That's what this is.
But you know the upbringing with Thiel.
Know.
Oh yeah,
Pat, that is
Pat,
not
what
good.
is your perception? You studied
the upbringing with Thiel. Like they didn't grow up together. They were in the PayPal mafia together. Whatever.
this a lot.
So
he better be.
No,
he's
Let Pat talk. Let Pat talk, please.
Yeah, please let Pat talk. It's his show. Shut the fuck up. Go ahead, Pat. I'm sorry. I can't believe these people.
Team Elon, if J.D. Vance is Team Trump, of Team Elon, and this whole thing about him bashing Trump back in the days and flipping was just a way to have the opportunity coup because Elon and Thiel and all these guys would find a way to get rid of Trump and put J.D. Vance in there because Elon did tweet something very interesting earlier today. And here what the tweet was.
Don't forget Vivek.
Elon tweeted something very interesting. Here's what
he did. He is very interesting.
Said. And food for thought, as they pondered this question.
Oh, this is the whole I'm going to live longer than he is or whatever. He's only in for 3.5 more years and I'm going to live 40 years.
You have to see this, okay?
You got to see this.
Very interesting what he tweets here. Very interesting.
Why? Because people think it's actually a threat?
Because in life, I remember when I was competing with a lot of younger guys that were coming up with me, and one day I'm on stage 17 years ago, and the girl's saying, "You're never going to be able to compete with us." I said, "You will never, ever build a bigger business than us. Never." She says, "Why do you?" I said, "Because of one thing. You don't have that we have." Never told her what it was. Of course, if she's listened to it, she knows now. You know what it was?
She was a woman in the business, and you were guaranteed 30% more of a take automatically because you were in insurance and creating a pyramid scheme, and men tend to do better in like those kind of broad scams. Like, what the
We're thinking 30, 40, 50 years run. So I was 28 years old. I'm going to a freaking 60-year run. I'm going to be working till the day I die. Here's what Musk said. Food for thought as they pondered this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40+ years.
And he whispered it as well. He was whispering.
That's exactly what I told you guys.
That's what I told you guys about that thing.
If you remember that conversation. What he's trying to tell you is, do whatever you want for me for 3.5 years. J.D. Vance is around the corner.
Wow. Yes. Everybody looks at J.D. Vance and goes, yeah, try as you might. I got that guy. Nobody can compete with J.D. Vance in the couch fucking department. It's J.D. Vance, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You think you bad? You think you bad? You think you bad? You ain't bad. Like the couch humper. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, if you got JD Vance in your corner, as long as you only have easy chairs around, you'll be fine.
And we got more money, more power, and we're going to do it our way. This is a very, now this is, again, allegedly.
Also, asshole, so you're rooting for like this alligator fight, like two different groups that don't give a rat fuck about the average American, especially these guys who are like eugenicists, and you're like, he's got nothing to worry about. He's basically got this thing where he's going to kill everybody and sterilize poor people.
I know you wearing the allegedly hat yourself. And for some of you guys that haven't ordered allegedly hat, this is probably the best time ever.
Oh my God. This is the best time to wear an allegedly shirt when they sell allegedly hats and shirts. Jesus Christ. This is like because of Trump's and in the Epstein files. They've got a line of clothing about Trump's in the Epstein files. Hey, allegedly. No, he actually is. Oh, by the way, have you seen the part about Michael Wolff? Have you seen why? Wait. Let me drop this into the conversation as well. Hang out, folks, because holy shit. Where is he? Let's see. Michael Wolff says something, he actually put. Let's see. Why the Trump-Musk blow up is. They had this interview with. There we go. Where is it? Trump's getting rid of his thing. Bonnie had why Trump. Here it is. So Michael Wolff, who wrote a couple of these. He's like the king of the guys who writes a book about Trump that the information in it would have helped like months earlier and waits to release it. This is the part that stuck out to me in this. He was on the Daily Beast podcast and they talk about this. After this thing, Wolff said. Hold on, let me put this in Reader so you guys can see this stuff. Wolff claims he's seen damning... Yeah, this is it. Wolff claims he has seen damning evidence from those years that Trump would not want made public, including alleged lewd images of Trump and the sex offender who died by suicide in New York jail. So, allegedly. Get an allegedly shirt from the Valuetainment Bros. Ahead of his trial on sex trafficking charges. I have seen these pictures. I know that these pictures exist and I can describe them. There are about a dozen of them. The ones I specifically remember is the two of them with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap, and then Trump standing there with a stain on the front of his pants, and 3 or 4 girls kind of bent over with laughter. They're topless too, pointing at Trump's pants. Barf! Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, atrocious everything, every game. Yeah. Ooh is right. Daily Beast reached out for the White House for comment. And this piece is that's another picture of Trump at a party. Guess who that guy is? Hey, look who. Hey, this is almost the very definition of wingman. Dude is always fucking around. Okay. Those pictures are in the Epstein files. If somebody had access to them like that and showed them, Epstein showed them or whatever, they're somewhere. They're in that stuff. They're in the collection of items taken from Epstein after his death or in the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff where Trump was wishing her well.
To order an allegedly shirt. We got it on VTmerch.com as one of our top products. Go to VTmerch.com. Rob, put the link below for this specifically. This is the best season to wear allegedly. Okay, it's a word you ought to add to your repertoire. Well, let me go back to it. Here's the point I'm trying to make to you.
That you're an asshole? What? Why would you wear? Where did that come from? Allegedly? Jesus Christ! Like, can you imagine if we all wore that around the fictional fucking laptop?
If this guy's a long-term thinker, and he has more power, and he has more resources, and they're truly playing 3D chess to get JD in there, and that was their way of doing the deal. If you allow me to choose the VP, I'll put $250 million and go to Pennsylvania. Deal. If that moment happened, and him and Thiel, because Thiel wasn't a Trump guy. Remember, Thiel called Trump, they had the conversation. Thiel called Musk, and Musk said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime election.
Allegedly.
If you remember this conversation he had with Barry Weiss.
Yep.
And he says, he told me this. When he told me this, I said, he's right. I'm in. Mm-hmm. What that conversation was, nobody knows. They're two of the most brilliant minds. Peter Thiel figured out a way through Roth IRA to save $6 billion on not paying taxes.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people think that way.
He's a long-term thinker, too. Remember
he's
the
absolute
Gawker thing?
long-term thinker. Brilliant guy. Huh? What would you say?
The Variety, the media outlet that exposed him for being
Gawker?
gay. He spent like 6 years plotting a way to bankrupt him.
Oh, you do not screw with long-term thinkers. But in this case, I'm coming to you first, and I'm going to come to the rest of you guys. J.D. Vance. What is J.D. going to be doing? And is J.D.
keeping quiet?
Going to be somebody that Trump's going to put on the sidelines and not bring in the room when he's doing the decision-making because he knows he's a part of Thiel and Musk? This
is working out very well. I would like to say, hashtag the best people. Another great example of the judgment of Donald John Trump, and his followers are now talking about the fact that he might have to be paranoid around his own VP pick because he might be part of a group that's planning his demise. But Trump is brilliant.
It's a very weird time for President Trump to be a president.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So treat him as a normal vice president the way the last two administrations have.
That's right. Never get involved in anything.
Obama did nothing. Obama did absolutely nothing with Joe Biden for 8
That's a lie.
years. And Biden did
Biden helped craft and get the ACA passed. He was integral to doing it. He was against the surge in Afghanistan. Obama went through with it anyways. And Biden was like, I'm right. And then when he finally got back in, he was like, I'm blowing out the generals. We're getting the fuck out. And he was right.
absolutely nothing for Kamala Harris for 4 years. For the last 12 years, our vice presidents have done little more than travel to funerals around the globe, passing out flowers and
nonsense,
saying the American people mourn with you.
And I just checked. He has not, and I know like going to Adam, J.D. Vance has not tweeted or said anything, so it'd be
done.
Very, very telling to see what he's going to say when he does say something.
Good. He should probably keep his mouth shut.
Who's that? Who should keep his mouth shut?
Well, he's the vice president of the United States. He was hand-selected by Donald Trump Jr. Should probably have Trump's back.
He should.
Yeah.
He should say something.
So,
yeah, Vinny's like, yeah, he should have his back. He should say something in his defense against Elon Musk. because Elon Musk just said he was in the Epstein files and he should come to his defense, but he's awfully fucking quiet. What's that? Oh, that's the sound of JD Vance entering the room.
Feedback here?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen long term. I don't know who's going to be right or wrong in the end. I do agree that Elon's going to be around for another 40 years and Trump's got another 3.5 years.
I don't know. I think he's a little slap shot with his drug choices. There's a very strong chance he might pop the wrong pill at the wrong party. And I think Trump is almost counting on that to some degree. I think that's also a big problem that that's why he carries his drugs around with him, by the way, because he can guarantee the source, because people around him know, look, we might be carrying illicit drugs around on his behalf, and that's illegal, but it's better than letting him, get manic, want to take something and just grab whatever's around from some loser and end up taking fentanyl.
Here's his present. But as of today, Elon Musk is looking like a petty scumbag.
Yeah, I thought this was how it was gonna work. Didn't you? I thought this like I who had money that the PDB guys would be calling Elon Musk a petty scumbag in early June?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, dude. This ain't a good look. This ain't a good look for Trump. This ain't a good look for Elon. And what I'm most concerned about, this is a horrible look for America. So, when you're starting a business...
I meant to say slipshod instead of slapshot. You're right. Slipshod.
You always say... Be very careful.
I misspoke, and I'm man enough to admit it. Sometimes the wrong words meet the right moment. Sorry. Slapdash kind of got into my brain while I was saying slipshod, and there you went.
You take money from. Be very careful who you're bringing on your board. Be very careful who you're bringing around. Exhibit A.
Now a warning.
Hey. Of why you don't take money from certain people.
You guys were sucking his balls like 2 weeks ago. All right, moving on. There's not enough to even look into this stuff. Okay, so Epstein case may drop after Elon weird defense of Epstein emerges. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I kind of feel like the dam might break open on the Epstein files because of some of the weird things.
This is also a talking point that's been going on.
That are starting to come out. Well, let's start here. Elon Musk says that Donald Trump...
Here's Tim Pool. No, fuck this. Let's not start with this, Tim Pool, you dipshit. Let's start with you. Citing CNN. Mr. You can't trust the mainstream media, but that seems to be, unless you're looking for some sort of weird Russian talking point, which you do all the time, and you pick up some fucking rando news site that nobody's ever fucking heard of. Any other time you're looking for like actual backup or a talking point that you can actually springboard a segment off of, right to the mainstream media, just right for the lamestream, right for the legacy. CNN politics.
Trump is in the unreleased Epstein files, and that's why they're not getting released. The implication, of course, is that Trump has done something untoward, perhaps engaging in disgusting activities with underage girls.
Or girls that were of age when he fucked around with them, but that were trained basically to be sex slaves by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Implication, I guess. No,
that's not the implication. No, it isn't. It's also that he had no problem with the dude, that they were engaged in in the trafficking of women in general. Even though Epstein liked underage women, that wasn't all he went for. And Trump was fine with the ones that were like, well, she's over 18, so legally I'm in the clear. And he had one of the girls in an apartment in New York, allegedly.
On the Trump side, they're saying, yeah, right. If that existed, Democrats would have released that a long time ago.
Nope. There's still the victims to think about and their case, and again, if they had released it beforehand, Ghislaine Maxwell might have gotten away with it. There might have been an issue with any myriad. And again, I don't care if anybody's in these things. Release it all. Like if anybody I liked is in that thing, fuck them. Sorry, bye. Right? None of us have an issue. But again, when you were trying Ghislaine Maxwell and she's got an appeal, you're not going to just throw it out there. Also, there's stuff in there that might be gross of Trump, but unprovable and therefore just slanderous, even that picture of him with a wet lap and topless girls. And now, again, post Gary Hart, I say fuck him. Release it all. But I can see why the Merrick Garlands of the world and Joe Biden might be going, yeah, we don't have to do that. We'll get him on real shit, right?
And I agree, yeah. Except that maybe it implicates some Democrats as well. I mean, Donald Trump used to hang out with some of these people. Maybe, I honestly don't know. But as all this stuff starts going down, and Elon Musk makes these claims, one does have to wonder why the Trump DOJ is saying Epstein took his own life and why they're not putting anything out.
Now let's see. Why are they not putting anything out? And why are they saying Epstein killed himself? Yeah, I can't think of a... Have you guys got any... Anybody have any ideas in the chat room why maybe... Yeah, I'm pretty much... I'm going to go with because Trump's in them, they wouldn't stop it. They wouldn't go, hey, we can get all these Democrats and fuck them, and under cover of that, Trump's little stuff in there won't be a big deal. It's whatever it is. It's so bad, Trump won't even give up Democrats or other people that are his perceived enemies to go after them.
We heard recently from Pam Bondi. She said there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children. Why did she come out and say that?
Because all of the girls were legally children that were on his victims list, and he filmed it, and we know he did. That's why she said that. And he also said that the guy had child porn, which would be videos that he had of girls that were underage, or presumed to be underage, that he had in his possession, that was trafficked to him, that he had gotten from illicit sources or something like that. And they're aware that they're illicit sources, so they know that it's actual child porn because it's not just stuff he downloaded where they look like they're young. They actually are young, and he had it in his possession. That's why.
As it turns out, James O'Keefe had a source who just so happened to hear this woman, Pam Bondi, talking to another woman, saying all of this.
No, he didn't. The source asked her the question. She posed as a nanny.
O'Keefe.
Okay, first of all, no, shut the fuck up. Get the details of even the simple parts of the story right, or why should anybody, well, nobody should listen to this asshole, but why should anybody that watches this show listen to you if you can't get the basic details right?
Great journalist, by the way, reached out for comment, as he should have, saying, we have you on the record saying this thing. Pam then comes out and says, publicly, yes, we have these videos. No.
Why is he appearing to be like thoughtful in these moments? Well, this thing happened. And then this other thing happened. What do we think about that? Have we heard from the White House what we're supposed to say yet? Nope, it hasn't come through yet. I'll just lean for a little while. And, I'm not sure what to think. No one's told me what to think yet.
I'm going to give you the weirdest thing of all. The first thing I want to do is...
Oh, no, he's going to take his hat off.
I want to pull up the Wikipedia page for Peter Schiff. Let's just pull up Peter Schiff here. Peter Schiff.
He's okay. Sorry, asshole. You just went from CNN to Wikipedia.
Nicknamed Dr. Doom. It's an American stockbroker.
Catherine Kelly says, Hal, he's getting Trump's not getting any from Melania. Do you think he's having young ladies trafficked to him? Allegedly, Laura Loomer was filling that duty.
Co-founded Echelon Wealth Partners, involved in other financial services, et cetera, et cetera. He was born to a middle-class Jewish family in New Haven, Connecticut, World War II, yada, yada, yada. Did he do anything politically? The Ron Paul presidential campaign? Okay, I like that.
Yeah, he astroturfed for Russia. Sure, filtered money through to them, I guess.
I think he's a big fan of Bitcoin. So this guy, he's pretty prominent. Well, he's got some tweets for you. What does he say here? While Wall Street celebrates the 139,000 jobs supposedly created in May while ignoring 95K in downward revisions to March and April, traders are overlooking what? I don't care about that.
Wow, I guess not. So you don't want to point out those details when they happen to Trump, but when they happen to Biden, they're an example of absolute failure of the executive branch. You lazy, weak motherfucker. Did you just stumble on the wrong tweet?
Come on, Peter. You got to say something a bit more shocking than this, I guess. If gold is good, why are you selling it? I honestly have no idea. What's this? Oh, here's a tweet. He said, FYI, pedophiles are attracted to prepubescent girls and boys. He says he's not defending Epstein, but he's saying Epstein was with girls 14 to 17 that had developed sexually. Therefore, Peter Schiff is saying he's not a diddler, a pedo. Peter, I get the point you're trying to make, but you're wrong. Pam Bondi said there's videos with children.
No, she didn't. And by the way, legally they're children. They're underage. That's the point he's trying to make. Like, who gives a shit? Why is this a thing? Who gives a fuck?
So yeah, there's probably...
This is the same... Why don't you go back and look at what fucking Alan Dershowitz wrote about it?
Oh, wow. We got an awesome sponsor on today.
Jesus Christ. So you had to cut through that shit? What? By the way, sorry, the IQ mini oven? What kind of fucking pussy can't barbecue? You little twerp. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
That's why. Someone said, you're such an effing creep, dude. Knowing this girl is 17, I immediately...
Yeah, who cares?
...unattracted to her. Your defense of the subject here in public is hugely concerning. Okay, what's he talking about? So, okay. Here's a big thread.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Why in the ever-loving fuck do we have to... Who cares what that guy was saying? Why is this in the defense of Trump shit? Like, who's a pedophile and who's not? Weird defense of Epstein. Okay, so I don't know that that's a defense of Epstein. He's making the point that there's a difference between like a pedophile and somebody who takes advantage of underage girls or whatever. It's a distinction without a difference. This is
Elon Musk versus Donald Trump. It's getting hot, my friends. Tesla stock went down about 17% yesterday. Ooh, that hurts. Elon, why are you going up against a big dog, huh? Causing problems for everybody.
Yeah, what's going on? You must be stupid.
But whatever, man. You do you. I'm chilling. Russia, on the other hand, is offering political asylum to Elon Musk over their feud. Ha, 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 ha. I get it. And then, of course, Axios...
What are you talking about? That's not... Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to... Putin, yeah. Yeah, this is from The Hill. I don't, why would you, like, does he think it's a joke? They really did. Putin ally. Russia ready to facilitate Trump-Musk peace deal. That was the thing or whatever. Hold on, get out of here. Big, beautiful bill. We're ready to facilitate conclusion of a peace deal between Donald and Elon for a reasonable fee and to accept Starlink shares as payment. Don't fight, guys. Medvedev said. By the way, Medvedev is a fucking drunk and has no power. There's the other one. Russia off. Yeah, here it is. This is the Newsweek one that he was showing. Get out of here. Close ad. Close that. Russia offers political asylum to Elon Musk over Trump feud. Russian officials said the nation could offer Elon Musk political asylum over his fierce dispute with Trump. Why it matters, what to know. Dmitry Novikov, first deputy chairman of the State Duma Committee of the International Affairs, made the comments to Russian state news TASS. I think that Musk has completely different game, so he will not need any political asylum. Although if he did, Russia, of course, could provide it. I don't know why. Does anybody know? Hold on.
Russia, on the other hand, is offering political asylum to Elon Musk over their feud. Ha, 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 ha. I get it.
Does anybody know what he thinks he gets?
And then, of course, Axios is saying this is MAGA's mutually assured destruction. I would just like to point out that, you know what my view is?
No, we've been looking at everybody's shit for the last couple of days, and you have been the single person who's, like, looking for a point. There are people who disagree or have changed their position, but I have never seen a ping pong float in the middle of the table like this before.
View is that the left is retarded and the right only a little retarded? or slightly less. Everyone's dumb all the time, whatever. That includes me. Let's have fun with it.
Right, just give up on it. If this was Biden and he'd broken with Elon Musk over the environment or something like that, it would be a sign that, Biden had lost his mind and was a criminal mastermind, and Elon Musk must be in the right because he found it out and it has something to do with Hunter Biden's laptop and blah, blah, blah. But since it's Trump and it's Elon Musk, and if you can't afford to come down on either side, puss out. That's what's happening. Just, again, it's not about who's dumb. It's weakness. This is fucking weak. Dimpool is weak.
Because I posted a bunch of sarcastic stuff on Twitter, as I always do, and it's just remarkable to see, when these liberals get lit up. Boy, do they. But anyway, I don't know. Let's read the news. We got Newsweek here.
Yes, again, a legacy media source that somehow can't be trusted, but is your go-to like everything else.
Russian officials said the American billionaire Elon.
Okay, again, lame. Okay, moving on. That was the Russell Brand thing. I did take a picture of that. Let me show you. Did I take this? Was it? Is it? Hold on. It's the. Where are my screenshots? I have them in somewhere. Where did they go? Recents? Maybe that's it. Oh my God, there's so many recents in my thing. They're all images because I'm a fucking maniac. Okay, by reverse. Is this it? Yeah. So that was the thing. Yeah. So just the hello, you awakening wonder. Thanks for reading this when you could be obediently consuming propaganda, which is what he's trying to type here. We are living through a time of incredible change and opportunity. Many of old systems are corrupted and broken, and yet a new spirit is being born among us. For the first time, new alliances are forming in the online world. It could shut the fuck up. All right, so this is OAN's trying to deal with it.
You've got the richest guy in the world.
Oh my God. Dan Balls. Hey, everybody. It's Dan One Ball. Go for it.
Arguing and fighting with the most powerful man in the world. George, nice to see you. Before I get to good things with the economy, GDP going up, exports going out, all this good stuff Trump's been doing with the tariffs for 4 months.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about anything today except Elon and Trump fighting back and forth over the bill. Elon then making some nasty comments, claiming that Trump's in the Epstein files, Trump should be impeached. Trump at the end of the day saying Elon's got Trump derangement syndrome. Oh. I don't know how this went off the rails, George, but you know both men. I wanted your opinion and insight.
Yes, if anybody could get drunk at a bar and blather all the behind-the-scenes stuff, it's George Papadopoulos.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Dan, thanks for having me.
Yes, I couldn't be more happy to be here.
Look, I'm a fan of Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is great. Elon Musk, she's fantastic. I love her talk show.
What he did with the
Ellen, charmed.
Purchase of Twitter, now X, really secured freedom of speech around the world. Obviously, social.
Yes, especially the freedom to bounce Charlie Kirk and unfollow Stephen Miller.
Social media now is the public square that everybody exchanges ideas.
Fuck off, commie. It's a private industry.
Opinions and discourse on vis-a-vis how it used to be, where the mainstream media was suppressing critical information, you had big tech controlling narratives, so that's a good thing. Obviously, his endorsement of President Trump and the money that he spent this past election really did provide a lot of benefit. Given all that good stuff, this was completely uncalled for, Dan. What this public spat that Elon Musk did today completely harmed his reputation. I think it's going to harm his business eventually, and it kind of shows him to be very unhinged and somebody who might have had more expectations than actually he was provided with, and that means a bigger role in government, more influence in government, and he had to understand that the president is the most powerful man in the world. He has many people around him who vie for his attention. Many people have given him a lot of money, and Elon Musk overstepped here, and I think hopefully it does repair down the line.
Do you think, and DJT did this before, he's a trusting guy sometimes. Do you think that him and the administration let Elon in too quick, too close.
Too
quick. Let's be real. This isn't the first time
close.
Elon's gone off the rails. We've seen him go
Too
off on people
much.
on X and do
Ketamine
wacky, crazy
up
things.
his nose, there he
this
is.
is part of Elon's chemistry, his makeup. I mean, a lot of people say, he's got some form of, whether it's like an Asperger's or something. There's something with Elon. We've seen it before. And Trump bring him into that inner circle, and I think he thought, okay, I have all this control, all this power because I'm next to the president. But again, when you get to DC and you've got to work with these two parties and 435 people in Congress, you can't always get everything you want. And I feel like Elon feels because he's
Get
Elon
what you
Musk,
want,
he can get everything
but
he
you
wants
might
because
get
he's Elon
what you
Musk.
need, which is a boot
Yeah,
in
you know
the
what it
ass.
is, though, Dan.
Don't
We
let
also
the
have to
door
remember
hit you
that
with a
most of
good
these,
Lord
tech
split
guys or
ya.
the tech oligarchs were former Democrats
Great
that were, just recently on the Trump or Maga bandwagon, endorsing him, doing some public podcasts, public speeches. People like Zuckerberg, some of these guys on the All-in-One podcast.
It just
Elon
gives a
Musk
win
himself.
to our
And I think what the real issue is, so
enemies.
you mentioned about rushing these people into the Maga circle, into the inner circle. I think the reason that they were rushed in is because we had no choice.
We didn't have a
as
choice. We
Maga,
had
America
to
First,
let
and
them
candidate
barge
Trump, now
in
President
and
Trump,
take
because of the
private
stranglehold
medical
that the mainstream media,
information
big tech, and even the intel
and,
agencies had on narrative,
Social Security numbers
and information being suppressed, processed, and delivered to the American people.
Even
So
though
they
they
had to
didn't.
give them some sort
Sorry, end scene. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It was a great. I appreciate it. Sorry, the idea of these guys melting down is just too. It's too musical an opportunity for me to pass up.
of good or some sort of gift for a.
Why do I feel like he's waiting in like the mudroom of a woman he's about to attack when she gets home from work? Where is he? What are you doing, George? I'm in I don't know. I broke into this house. I've been looking through the window and tracking this woman for weeks, and I know she usually gets off in about 20 minutes. So as soon as we're done with the interview, I'm going to jump her. Oh, that's why it sounds like shit? Yeah, I can't talk too loud because, I'm using the kids as leverage. They're tied up upstairs. Fuck me.
Allowing President Trump to simply spread his message. But I do think it might have been a little too quick, too fast, given these people's histories. And now hopefully that is reined back a little bit. This is allowed to rebalance. And hopefully that this doesn't get too bad before it gets a lot better, which I hope it does, Dan.
I know. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Dan. Tell him. Tell him, Dan, what's going on? You look so sad. Maybe it's 'cause you've only got one ball. Or perhaps you weren't invited to Mar-a-Lago when Trump and Musk got along.
claims he made today
are so sad, but they're true.
And Trump didn't hit back as hard as he could have, let's be real.
Because he knows they're true.
Because there's lots of allegations about Elon. Just this past week, there was the drug use.
Oh, the drugs. These aren't the drugs talking. He was sober at the time.
That I think that was who the New York Composter Times put out. We've got the multiple wives and multiple kids and the crazy stuff he's done over the years. So
these are things we knew, but we looked past them because we wanted his money. And now it's bit us in the ass. Oh no.
Trump could have hit him hard. He hit him ridiculously. I mean, the claim about the Epstein files, let's be real, that's defamation. The president could sue you. If that were true...
Yeah, you can only sue him if it's not.
Don't you think Biden and Harris would have put...
Yeah, that's the talking point. I got to tell you, the idea that there might not be footage of him with underage girls, but there's images of him with women, and these women are of age or just barely of age, and they looked it up and they're like, yep, he only would be on the plane with naked chicks if they were 18, and Epstein kept the underage girls in a back bedroom while he was on there, but we can't prove it because there's no video because he was smart enough to know who he was playing with, and especially when it was on Trump's plane.
Put that out? I mean, the Clintons would have put it out back in 2016. Okay? So
if they had access to it. You have to remember the island was raided when Trump was president, dum-dum.
obviously that's just him doing a low blow and now calling for the impeachment of Trump.
The nerve. How could he? How can you call for a great man to fall? Sorry.
Somebody's got to make a call to Elon and wrangle his butt in.
Wrangle his ass and put it in a sling.
Otherwise, he's going to find himself in deep, deep trouble. Looking for news that actually tells...
No, Dan. I'm not looking for news. Or I wouldn't be on OAN's channel, dummy. You don't think I click on OAN clips for news, do you? I knew you were deluded, Dan, but this is bad. This is becoming like I hope they have a health plan, because I think you might have suffered some sort of a blow to the head or some oxygen depravity or maybe alcohol poisoning. I don't know. All right, next up, another guy, Rob Shit, not having a good time.
Fireworks today inside the Republican Party.
Why is everyone so sad? Rob is feeling schmittier than usual.
And it has gotten ugly as the president and Elon Musk traded blows fighting over the big...
Wait, they were blowing each other? What? Sorry. Maybe they've made up after all.
Beautiful bill and America's debt. It spilled out in a number of different ways.
I love how he's just kind of like this back and forth. This apparently is his fucking tell when he knows he's got a shit hand. Anybody who's playing poker with Rob Shit, if your social life is that bad, if he starts doing this, that means he's like, oh, fuck. I got a deuce, a 7, a 5, a jack, and I'm fairly certain the card that lets you know who printed the cards.
In recent days, Elon Musk angry over no EV tax credits in that bill, and also Trump's refusal to appoint his friend to head NASA.
So it's a spat.
Has come out against this bill.
How dare he come out against the bill? Like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Ron Paul and a bunch of other people who've actually read it, even if they read it after they voted for it.
Which will fund the president's agenda, including...
Yes. The main part of his agenda, which is like leveling debt on the United States equal to or greater than the debt he laid on us last time.
Wall, immigration money, and extending and expanding his tax credits, things that Trump voters really want to see.
Yeah, and a bunch of shit they didn't want, like removing regulations on silencers and giving him the ability to override the SCOTUS if there's not a bond set in a legal proceeding.
Elon retweeting Rand Paul's clip from our show last night.
Ouch! How could you do it? Rob Shit, how could you play a part in this? Why would you end up being ammunition for someone so terrible? Rob Shit, I hate you. I hate you! I'm kidding, just keep it up. Nobody gives a shit.
Paul came on, or from 2 nights ago, I should say, where Paul...
Get it right, okay?
Paul came on, explained his position that the bill is too expensive for a country that already spends $1 trillion every year in interest on its $36 trillion in debt.
Yeah, dragging that out, it sounds like you agree with Musk on this. I'm just saying. So, nice turncoat. Do you even maggot, bro?
Take a listen to this from the president.
Am I enjoying this too... Wait, chat room, real quick, before we go on to this next thing. Am I enjoying this too much? I'm starting to feel slightly... I'm starting to find... Sorry, I can't even say it with a straight face. I'm starting to feel slightly guilty that I might be enjoying all this mess a little too much. Can you suffer from Schadenfreude poisoning? Is that possible? Is that a thing? Can you overdose on Schadenfreude? Is that possible? Because here's the thing, I don't want to use up all my gloating because I feel like it's going to get worse, and I want to have some gloat left over. You know, nothing. I mean, what happens if like Elon Musk has the files and he releases them, and then Trump like orders SEAL Team 6 to try and get him, and then he flees the country, and Trump has to violate like the military code of ethics to fly fighter jets to make Musk turn around on trumped up charges or some shit like that, and then I've got no gloat left. What then? So sad how you used up all your gloat, and you've got... Sorry, okay, back to... Yes, I'm managing my gloating. I don't want to run out. Okay, here we go. Especially when it involves Rob shit being all upset.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost any.
No, he didn't. Better than almost anybody, which is like next to nothing.
Anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars.
So sad.
And it really is unfair.
It's unfair.
Now, Elon disagrees with the way he phrased that and what he contends in that phrase there, but this is going to be a tough fight for Trump.
So this is a fight about phrasing. Sorry, hold on. Run that by me again, Master Newsman.
Really is unfair.
Now, Elon disagrees with the way he phrased that and what he contends in that phrase there, but
yes. So this is just it was a drive-by phrasing.
This is going to be a tough fight for Trump voters to stomach. We can tell you.
Yeah, not as bad as the screen cycling behind you.
Trump's
that
space
as like a scan line, like it's fucking 1970 something.
Absolutely in love.
Oh, Chris is worried that I will get bloat. Don't worry, I'm doing sit-ups. I'm working on it.
Love with both these guys. Probably the two most powerful men in the world that are now
not for long
in the midst of a pretty big fight. They came together to save the country from the horror.
Some countries, not our countries. Yeah, the country, save country music.
Of the American left. We saw it all happen. It was wonderful to see that last year.
It was so wonderful last year when they didn't have any power, and then once they got in, they fucked it up. This has got to be heartbreaking.
And that election won. Elon was the biggest, most powerful supporter that the president had. He spent
not according to Trump.
A fortune. He risked a lot.
Yeah, but Trump says he would have won without him, so fuck him, right?
Get the president into the White House. Risked his...
Yes, I have, Grumpy Cat.
Company. Elon became Trump's first buddy, wearing his MAGA hats.
You mean he didn't buy his own hat? That was a gift? He's wearing a gifted MAGA hat? I thought that was just a hat that he purchased. No, Trump gave him that hat. And he wore it, even though he knew he was in the Epstein files. Someone make it make sense.
Launching Doge, exposing the waste and fraud in our government, giving...
Well, not really. It's actually not finding any fraud at all. Like, no one's been charged. No one's going to be charged. And the waste was all a matter of opinion. I don't think it's wasteful to feed children and stop AIDS, but he does, and, agree to disagree.
Congress a roadmap to destroy the thing that Americans hate the most, which is the size of government and just how much of our money that they just throw away.
I'll have you know.
But this afternoon...
No. That is not the thing Americans hate most. We hate, in no particular order, cooked okra, mosquitoes, and that stuff that gathers underneath the cap in a twist-off ketchup bottle. That's top three right now. Yeah.
Elon responded to Trump's Oval Office comments. It was not pretty. Elon saying Trump would have lost the election without him. Democrats would control the House and barely have the Senate, saying such ingratitude. And to that, the president responding, Elon was...
Wait, sorry. We've seen these tweets before. Can we just all, watch fucking Rob shit over here just grinding on this stuff? Worst day at work ever.
Wearing thin.
I just want to believe that this is the day it was take your kid to work day, or take your best friend to work day. And so he brought this guy from college who's like, wow, man, you're like a real newsman. And then he's got to see him fucking weeping in his office. We got to do a story on this.
that he asked him to.
Let me see the graphics again. Fuck. All right, put them up, but I don't know. It might take me a couple times to get through it.
Leave. You took away his EV mandate and forced everybody to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. Elon says he never saw the big, beautiful bill that Trump says that he saw, but Elon wants.
Oh, thank you, William.
A slimmer version of it. He says you can't have a big and beautiful bill. It's got to be slim to be beautiful. Trump's team saying Elon and other fiscal hawks are dead wrong about how they see this bill. Saying,
yeah, nobody gives a shit about that part. Like, the argument that it was about the fucking bill is dead now. It died the second he's in the Epstein files. Like, nobody gives it, like, the fucking bill is an afterthought. It's doomed anyways, in its current form. And if you send it back to the House with any changes, they're going to lose 10 votes minimum, if not 30. So fuck them. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. The minute he was like, he's in the Epstein files, mark this post, mark my words, he's in the Epstein file. Like, that was just the record scratch tweet. The rest of this, like, and he was worried about the fiscal responsibility. We're like, he's in the Epstein files. Like, Jesus.
that this is doing as much as they can right now to cut down the.
I'm doing as much as I can right now. Okay.
Insane spending of this country. Take a look.
The bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. It's the biggest tax cut. You would say, people's taxes will go way down.
Yes. No, they won't. They'll stay where they are. It doesn't bring people's taxes down. Well, some billionaires get a bunch of other breaks added to it. That even though the rate stays the same, they get to write off a lot more shit. That was added into it, so their taxes will go down from it. But every average person, anybody who makes a reasonable living or is even the upper middle class, their taxes will remain what they have been for the last few years. They're not going to go down at all. It's not a tax cut. You're going to stay exactly where you are if it goes through in its current form. If you're a person who buys a yacht, or you take fucking 10 guys to a strip club and call it a business meeting, then your taxes will go down because you can write that shit off.
But it's the biggest tax cut in history.
No, it's not.
We are doing things in that bill that are unbelievable.
I agree. A lot of people didn't believe they were in there, and then they read it, and they're like, I can't believe it. And you're like, well, you believe it now, don't you? Well, yeah, I just read it.
Using the CBO scoring, they came out and scored the tariff revenue. We think it'll be the minimum of $2.8 trillion over the 10-year window.
Yeah, but it's going to cost everybody more because the tariffs taken in will also raise the prices even above the tariff cost. You do realize that if you add $10 to the price of something, if they pass it along, it doesn't just become $10 higher. It's $10 plus the extra window that we need for profit on top of that. So you're going to get and then everybody else will, if you make stuff here, you'll be able to raise your prices to match the stuff that's coming in with the tariffs, because if somebody else is selling the same, basically you sell jeans for, $40 and they come from overseas, and you're selling jeans and you make them here and you don't pay a tariff, your American jeans could be $25, but you'll sell them for $35. So if they used to be $25, the price has gone up everywhere. Like, fuck off.
Which actually puts the bill in surplus if you include the tariff revenue, which they won't do.
Right, because there's other costs that go with it. Shit.
So yeah. You've got two sides of this thing, right? You've got them saying we've got tariff revenue, which is going to be probably about $250 billion a year, about $250 billion a year is what it looks like, maybe a little bit more. And really the point is this: it's how difficult it is to get big things like this done in government. Remember,
oh, you mean like the infrastructure bill that sailed right the fuck through because Biden knew what the fuck he was doing and they worked really hard on it and they got it done? An infrastructure bill, which is like the largest material spending inside the United States of any bill, more than this thing pays, in terms of tax breaks or anything.
Have to do this with reconciliation. It's got to be this big bill, because otherwise you're going to need 60 in the Senate. They'll never get that.
Nope.
Democrats will never vote for anything that Republicans want. They would need 7 in the.
They already did. The the Take It Down Act passed with flying colors. The bipartisan infrastructure bill was just that. It was crafted by Democrats, but they reached out to Republicans, made it possible. We had a bipartisan border bill that had better stuff in it and more spending than what they're trying to shovel in this time around, with the exception of like the more like racist administrative powers that they've given to Trump. There's lots of crossover shit that happens.
Senate, they're not going to get it from the other side. So they're saying this is as good as we can possibly do right now. You've got Elon and Rand Paul saying we want more. We want to slash government with a machete, which is a dream, right? That's what
it's the dream.
We all would love to see that.
We'd all love to see that, but we're not going to see it.
But the White House has to deal in the real world.
Yeah, okay. And where do you live? In Candyland. That's where you live. You live in Candyland. I live in the real world. I have to make things happen. Like hide the Epstein files and stuff and bring back Obrego Garcia. You made me and I had to do it.
Saying that they're not being reasonable.
They're not. Okay, this is unreasonable.
These demands are too far, they're too much, and they're doing as much as they can possibly do right now.
It's just too far, it's too much. I'm doing everything I can. I don't know what you expect from me. I don't even expect from Earth, from reality, from gravity. You want the sky to fall?
Now, Elon saying the bill continues to make Americans slaves to our debt, and it will add to the deficit.
Yeah, of course it will. But you have to. You have to make some people slaves in Rob Shit's world. If we don't have slaves, how will we keep having cheap t-shirts? You know, I've set all these standards for China. We're like, you can't use slave labor. And now my t-shirt costs $3 more. Fuck you.
They'll add probably more than $1 trillion every single year, but they're saying this is as good as we can do.
It's the best we can do. We're doing everything we can.
If you don't pass it, you're going to have the biggest tax increase on the American people you've ever seen. So the White House is right.
Except it'll just go back to what it was in 2017, which, we were kind of doing fine during Obama, but I mean, if that's your idea of fine.
Elon has a point, Rand Paul has a point.
And their hair hides it fairly well.
The White House probably is right on this.
We can't both be right. One of us has to be wrong.
Sad as it is to say,
it's very sad.
It's hard to move government as fast as these people are demanding that it move. It's hard.
How dare they? It's like somebody promised that it could all be done really quickly, so fast it'll make your head spin in one phone call, and it can't be. It can't be done that way. It takes time. These things are complicated. They take a lot of work and a lot of compromise. You can't just roll in there and go, do it, and it magically happens. Who the fuck ever told you that? Trump? Oh yeah, well he did, that's true. But I mean, besides him, what do you mean he's president? Damn it.
To change government this rapidly, it's very hard to do.
It's very hard. It's hard on all of us, Rob Shit.
We've been investigating this all week, and that's what it seems like.
He's looked at it, okay? He wants you to know he's looked very hard into it, okay?
Elon retweeting Trump himself actually from 12 years ago, saying this was the president back in 2013. I can't believe the Republicans are extending the debt ceiling. I'm a Republican and I'm embarrassed.
It's so true and yet so wrong at the same time. How sad is it at Newsmax? They're standing around with tears in their eyes. And it's really hard to cry at Newsmax because you're always in front of other guys. Oh no. I'm gonna run out of gloat. I know it. I'm gonna run out of gloat. We'll be gloatless if we're not careful. Okay, we're not even done. Shit, I'm getting near the end. Oh boy. Oh boy. Carl Higbee Sellers. Brandon! Clean it up for us. Clean it up for us, Carl. Hit that like, everybody. Share the show. Patreon.com/HalSparks. It's a good time. These are the times when aren't you glad this show exists? Cup of coffee? You're like, Hal, there's no way you need coffee right now. You're right. I'm wide awake. And it's, I'm high on life, as it were. Yeah. Aw, thank you. Look at that. That's Twitch. Yay. All right. So here we go. Why won't they bury the hatchet?
Well, turns out my prediction yesterday was a little bit off.
Wait, can we go back and see what his prediction was? It won't matter because I know what it was. Wrong.
So I'm like 65-1. Still more right than Jim Cramer, at least. But I'm not above being wrong, and if I am, look, I'll come on here and say it.
Yeah, your whole show this entire time. He's been wrong. He admits he's been wrong up till this moment where he's right about being wrong.
Said yesterday that this Trump-Musk tiff was part of a plan to tank the bill.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he thought this shit was like 5D chess. That's what he said. He thought they were like, I'll say this, and then I'll accuse you of being in the Epstein files, and then you'll threaten to take my rockets away. Right. And he was like, this is masterful. This is genius. Like, wow, this is art of, where is this in the art of war?
And I had based that on the fact that Trump had not fired back at Elon and off the fact that somebody in the White House told me that everything was fine.
Okay, somebody in the White House told me everything was fine. I based it on that. All right, it all comes out. This is not about political judgment at all. They got their talking points. Somebody in the White House called you and went, it's fine, don't worry about it, dude. And you were like, it's totally fucking a plan. This is nothing. It's all bullshit. That's amazing. So are you mad at that person now for bullshitting you, dummy?
It's clearly not today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, come on.
Look, I'll be honest, this like really hurts my soul. Okay, I'm not even going to take a side here. These two were doing awesome things together.
Yeah.
And it popped off a few hours ago when Trump was asked in the Oval Office very casually about Elon's opposition to the bill.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill.
He knew it
better than almost anyone else.
This was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it. Okay, like first off, there's probably a gray area in here. Like Elon probably knew a lot about this bill. Was he thrilled with it? We all knew he wasn't. But
yeah, he wasn't even thrilled with the parts he knew about. Imagine how he felt about the shit he had no idea about.
Like, I'm not totally sure where the actual realism is, but
where the realism is? You mean where reality is, you dipshit? Secondly, no one has called you with an updated slice of reality from inside the White House? You fucking sucker.
I'm inclined to believe that there's a bunch of people in the middle that have muddied these waters, and it's not necessarily between Trump and Elon, because...
Sorry, somebody else posted the Epstein thing?
There's no way these two would just randomly blow up like this.
Yeah. You're right, it's probably been terrible for a long time. But Mom and Dad hid it from us.
So what happened? Did Mike Johnson tell Trump that Elon was fine with this? I mean, Elon is the guy who's been posting bills so people can read them. And as we showed you yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a usually very thorough member of Congress.
Wait, stop. Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. How did he just describe Marjorie Taylor Greene? Usually what?
And as we showed you yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a usually very thorough member of Congress.
Thoroughly what? Full of shit?
She didn't read the bill.
Yeah, we know. She didn't even try to read the bill. She wasn't like reading it and they're like, oh fuck, we're voting now. And she just dropped her copy and ran in there and voted, just hoping there was more of the same. She didn't even glance at it, dumbass.
Because the normal 72-hour hold on any bill before voting for something so you could, read it.
What happened to that? Republicans are in charge of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. What happened to that 3-day rule?
It was suspended to expedite the voting of this bill.
Sorry. Okay, all right, no, sorry.
And this has been my concern, that this bill wasn't great from the beginning, and I tried to say that, and instead, I had members of Congress and people from the White House telling me that I should be for it, but the more I find out, the more I feel like I was on the right side of this bill problem.
I just didn't say it because I was told what other stuff, and my job is to fucking ball cradle anybody on the right, and I'm torn between my duty as a ball gargler for Maga and a ball gargler for corporate America / Elon Musk.
And Elon started dropping receipts. This is what happens when you have a guy who owns the very platform that people communicate on.
Yeah, if only someone had said that that's probably a bad thing. Has anybody brought it up? Did anybody bring up the idea that Trump that would be not good for discourse? I don't know. Somebody probably did. I'll go back and look it up.
He has them at his access. And again, this hurts my soul to have this kind of rift, but I don't think Elon's that wrong in his feelings about this bill. Pulling up old tweets from Johnson, who said in 2018, quote, "At some point, Congress has to stop this endless cycle of out-of-control deficit spending." Yeah. Also, he pulled one up from Senate Majority Leader John Thune, quoting him in a 2011 CNN op-ed where he said, quote,
"Going back, going deep.
Balanced budget or bust," at Leader John Thune.
Oh my God. Is everyone I know a liar? Or have they always been liars and I'm just a gullible dipshit? It hurts my soul.
Elon even reached into the archives on Trump, who said, in 2013, "I cannot believe the Republicans are extending the debt ceiling."
Why would you bring up something like this? Just to hurt me.
"I am a Republican and I am embarrassed."
I think most Republicans are embarrassed you're a Republican.
Okay.
Okay. What? Sorry. Okay.
Feeling, "I am a Republican and I am embarrassed." Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. No, it's not okay. It's terrible. It's going very badly. I'm lost and it hurts my soul. Okay. It's good. It's one thing. I'm just enjoying the still frame for a second, if I can. Look, don't yuck my yum. This is, it's not always going to be this good. But I told you these trains were leaving the station, and I told you they were going to collide, and you guys were like, I don't know. He seems to have everything at his disposal. Nobody's stopping him. Nobody's doing anything about him. Like, oh. Yeah. Sorry. Why would we bury the hatchet?
I mean, this is kind of what I've been saying for years.
Kinda?
We voted for these things like fiscal conservatism. We were promised spending cuts, and that's what Elon's frustration is here.
Yeah, that he's not getting them, and the bullshit bill was passed in the dark of night, and they suspended the rule, and nobody had a chance to read it, and all the things you bitches used to complain about, and now you're whining like a little fucking baby. So
here, I think he kind of blew up a little bit irrationally on Trump today.
I'll talk. How do you not do the whole show with just vocalizations? Just okay.
But the guy gave up. I get it, Elon. Okay, like you've done awesome.
He's not watching. And if he is, he's in a K-hole, and he's like, what the fuck is with this bro?
Some things. You gave up time at your company. You camped out on the floor of the EEOB across from the White House. You ate cold pizza and McDonald's. You worked 20 hours a day.
Yeah, but that's just what Trump serves.
And you got death threats, and people burned down your stores to help. And you did it to help us fix the government for free. For free. I get it.
No, not for free. For access to the data of every American, all the private data that we have, our financial data, our healthcare data, our no doubt a bunch of military secrets as well. I look at how the software for everything inside the government is run, so you could plant malware. I mean, those were, what are those, benefits? Shit.
You have every right to be annoyed at this bill.
Annoyed. But why would you say that Trump is in the Epstein files? You'll get sued if it's not true. Wow, I guess you know that. So therefore...
But don't take it out on the man.
Yeah. Well, since he said he was going to take away your contracts after you didn't like the bill.
Yeah, like, fix the government in the way that all the people who ran for office promised they would do.
Yeah, do it. Fix it. Why can't you fix it?
And that's what you did. You came in there and tried to do that.
And you failed. Miserably. And, quite frankly, it hurts my soul that you were such a failure. Look how happy you used to be. And now, you're just an outcast. A fuck up. Oh, thank you, CSL.
But I mean, they just didn't do it. So I get why you're upset.
Thank you.
And the first chance, look, man, I'm with you on this. The first chance that those people who ran on fiscal...
Sorry, 1 second. Hold on. That over there. Sorry, back to where he was. Where were you, Rob? Where's Rob? Where are you, Rob? There's Danny Balls and Newsmax. We've gotten through a lot of stuff tonight. We got a lot of little clips tonight. CSL. Yeah, sorry, the cutting's going to be more than usual on this show.
You know, everybody's reporting the same story.
Yeah.
Conservatism got the first bill that they put forward on this. They raised the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Guys,
what a bunch of assholes! Oh my God! Oh my God! Why would anybody do that? Oh my God! So they finally got in there. You're telling me they finally got in there and they raised the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, more than any. Like Democrats have just raised it to whatever the level of spending from the last budget was, because you have to pay your bills legally. But Trump wants to like front load it. He wants to fill the fucking debit card or the gift card ahead of time.
Oh God, that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
This breaking point was bound to happen. I have been saying it for literally years. You can't...
No, you literally haven't, you prick. No, you haven't. Everybody's like, I've been saying this. They have not been saying this.
Run for office. You can't have 500 people, 535 people run for office. And I think most of the frustration on Elon is coming directed at Congress, to be honest.
Yeah, like he's just taking the slings and arrows from Maga that should be aimed at Mike Johnson and every elected member of Congress that he said should be wiped out.
This breaking point had to happen at some point.
Yeah, it had to happen. It's not like we were actually going to get this shit done. You didn't actually believe Trump, did you? What kind of an asshole? I've been saying this for years. Trump is a bullshit artist. Exactly.
Well, you can't promise to be a very ideologically driven base, that you're fiscally conservative. Look, I'm part of that base. What did you think was going to happen, Mike?
Yeah, asshole.
Mike? We were promised fiscal sanity. Many of you even promised...
Sorry, Trump says this is a big, beautiful bill. You don't get to walk it back, maggot. Sorry. You don't. You're not allowed.
Promised a balanced budget like John Thune. And he came with the receipts. Elon came with the receipts where Mike Johnson was concerned about the debt only 2 years ago. I get why Elon's so angry. He gave up everything to do this Doge thing.
No, he didn't. He still has a lot of government contracts.
His stock tanked at his company. He lost contracts with other countries.
Yeah, but it really didn't do that until he Nazi saluted. I gotta say. Like, people were putting up with a lot of shit, and then he did the Nazi salute, and you're like, oh. Okay, I wasn't sure I really had a line, but I've just discovered it.
And the Democrat Party, which he was once loved by, completely turned...
Democratic.
...on him.
Yeah, because he did a Nazi, he did a Zeke Heil. Yeah, and he also was bringing in, like, what do you call them? Unelected bureaucrats to rifle through all our private information. So, yeah.
The guy gave up literally everything.
Literally didn't. He literally didn't. He still has lots of money. He still has more money than he will ever be able to spend if he lived 10,000 years.
To help fix the government.
And he didn't. And he failed.
You feel like he got backhanded. Still, I don't like what he did to Trump. Again, not taking a side here. Still love Trump, and I really like Elon.
Must be tough to be that big of an absolute pussy, Carl. I can't take a choice here because, quite frankly, Newsmax has a lot of money from friends of Elon, and
this is
the owner of the network loves him, and we're here to sell Trump. So we haven't gotten a memo yet, okay? We're not sure what we're supposed to say yet.
Just a really crappy scenario, right?
It is crap. It's crap, and I'm tired of it.
Now, and I really hope these two can patch these things up because I think Elon took.
Yeah. How do you patch things up with someone who said you're in the Epstein files? How do you do that? What does that look like? What's the day after that look like? How do you do it? I got news for you. If somebody accused me of shit like that, fuck them. Like, honest to God, if somebody that I was allegedly friends with said something like that about me, I'd have to flip a coin to decide whether to sue them into oblivion or beat the shit out of them. Like, that would be my only two choices. Next time I see you, you're going down. Like, that's major. That's not like somebody just rando calling you a liar or you know, like, that is the absolute next level. Like, somebody levels that on you, you're not like, all right, I may have said you, or like, get out of here. There just is none.
A low blow by tweeting.
There's no way. There's no pathway.
Quote, DJT was on the Epstein client list. I mean, something that he knows can't be immediately verified. Also, if Trump was on that island doing something illegal.
Nope, doesn't have to be on the island. It was in his own plane.
After all the legal battles that Biden threw at him.
Nope.
If he had done something illegal with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? What if he didn't have sex with trafficked girls in a different city than they lived in, say New York or Palm Beach, but they were of age, and he didn't directly pay for it? Jeffrey just sent him over as a favor. Could the guy argue that he didn't do anything illegal or wasn't aware that he was doing something illegal because he thought, oh, these are girls that were just interested in fucking me, right? That's the sales pitch. That's how you get away with it. You don't think Trump's thought that shit through?
You would think they would have thrown that at him, no? They pulled out the stops on everything else.
No, they didn't, actually. They slow-walked a lot of shit.
The only thing we can point to that was a known association with Epstein was that he was at his club once. And
oh, boy, this is the sales pitch. This is the talking point. Talk about how he made him leave.
By the way, Trump kicked him out of that.
Yeah, that's the sales. No, he didn't.
Club because of.
Is Trump a Mason? No, he's not. He could not be a Mason.
Reported bad behavior. And also, Elon, if you knew he was on the Epstein client list, why did you let him board Marine One with your son?
Because Epstein was into girls, not boys, and the idea is that Trump is into girls, not boys. I mean, the argument would be like, you wouldn't want your teenage son around Trump because he might tell him something like, you know, if you really want to get some good pussy, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's why you would worry. But what are you talking about?
Just asking.
Again, ew.
But
maybe he doesn't care. Maybe they're both that sick. Maybe the reason he's wearing like devil's armor from Dracula in his fucking Twitter bio for a long time is like his Twitter avatar was a sign, stupid.
Best thing for Trump to do now is to release the list, something that also our FBI and Pam Bondi have promised us.
Yeah, go for it. Now, the list. Who gives a shit about the list? How about all the pictures, all the videos, anything that doesn't harm a victim or show anything, violent or untoward that would affect their lives or re-victimize them? Yeah. Still shots of the men in those spaces. Yeah.
But also, Elon, again, appreciate your help, dude. But
dude,
some people in the House are telling me that this is originating from potentially the EV tax credits as well.
Somebody in the House? Oh, you mean your talking point from the White House? Jesus.
Which I don't know if that's true, because you were in favor of deleting them a few years ago.
Why do I feel like we barged in on somebody on their like fucking FaceTime together? Dude, you're doing a news show. Well, I mean, it's Newsmax, so.
Do we need support for gas stations? We don't. So there's no need for this for support for a charging network. I would delete it. Delete.
Look, I don't know what to believe here.
I'm so glad everybody came to you. By the way, Carl, you lose. Good day, sir. You get nothing. I've still got like a bunch of more clips to get through, and they're all fantastic. Okay, here we go. And this is, I need, let's get to the absolute ass of this. And by that, I mean the bottom. Let's go to the man who's been avoiding talking about this for as long as he absolutely can, and he's on the road. So Stu has been, I guess, shoveling manure for him. Are the rumors true? And it's got the thing, and then and hey, and there's a smile on him, but he looks like and there's a bit of a there's obviously a nunt in the image. I apologize. There's like two of them, I think. But we have to deal with it. But here we go.
In chronological order.
Okay. First, Glenn was an asshole, and then Stu became an asshole, and then the Blaze became the place where they gathered as assholes.
This is what happened because Elon had been calling to kill the big, beautiful bill.
No, he didn't say that till midway through, right?
So first thing yesterday, Trump is responding to Elon's criticism. Here it is. Listen.
Thank you, Mr. President. The criticism that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, regarding Elon Musk and your big, beautiful bill, what's your
I'm very disappointed, but we've seen this, right?
cut in history?
So Russ Vogt, by the way, is going to be on with us here in about 30
Thank God. Maybe he'll clean it up.
minutes. So that was the first thing, and I think that's really mild.
By the way, are you you doing radio from a prison or a mental institution, or both?
I mean,
or are you doing this live from the Bengals dressing room, the locker room?
He's just responding to Elon's criticisms. Look, I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill because we disagree on it. Blah, blah.
Careful what you wish for, I guess.
Blah, blah. And then Elon responds,
He did.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Keep the EV solar incentive.
And that's why it stayed mature. Whatever. My God. Whatever.
Cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair. But ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill. In the entire history of civilization, there has never been legislation that was both big and beautiful, and everyone knows this. Either you get a big and ugly bill or a slim and beautiful bill. Slim and beautiful is the way.
By the way, this is how fiscal conservatives on the right ran specifically. They ran on these big bills, nobody gets to read them. We got to do them smaller, and you should be able to write it on both sides of a piece of paper, which is just fucking dumb. Obviously, there are a lot of complexities in our system, and you have to address them. Otherwise, it'll be unconstitutional, and there'll be too many loopholes. And I mean, I guess if you're looking for loopholes, you want simple, and that's why you could argue, and I would, that Elon Musk wants small, slim bills because he knows that there will be more holes. Slim bills are more porous because you can't plug all the loopholes in them the way you do when you have to spell it all out.
That
would make a good teenage girl. Thanks. Okay. Whatever. God. Go ahead, Glenn. Say what you're going to say. Nobody wants to hear it.
And Elon re-upped a bunch of old Trump tweets where he denounced raising the debt limit, and then he made a poll. Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents 80% in the middle?
Ouch.
Yes or no?
No. Yes, sure. Go for it.
By this point, now Trump, who was showing tremendous restraint.
He was, because he's aware that Elon Musk has a lot of information about him, and he's given this guy access to all the computers in the government, and he's got operatives in every department around him. Trump has front-loaded Doge members in every cabinet position, in every department that the cabinets run. And so he really doesn't have much of a choice, I think.
Has to respond. He writes, Elon was wearing thin. I asked
in quotes
him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everybody to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. He knew that for months that I was going to do this, and he just went crazy. Then he writes, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it.
Now, I would say that's pretty big. As threats go, that's pretty big. Terminating all of Elon's government subsidies and contracts.
Me too. Well, Elon responded by threatening to decommission his SpaceX Dragon spacecraft. He says, in light of President's statement about cancellation of my government contract, SpaceX will be decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. Now, this is crazy.
It's crazy. I know. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, this is crazy. Okay. And I'm like, what, are you crazy? And he's like, yes, I think I am. Crazy.
This is crazy.
Crazy on you.
Then Elon, after he lost a lot of people on this,
a lot of people got mad about that whole, I'm going to take my rocket and go home.
Writes, time to drop the really big bomb.
A moment for Glenn and Stu and all the other assholes at the Blaze.
Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public.
Stop.
Have a nice day, DJT.
Stop. The saddest telegram ever sent across the wire from the Old West to New York City and down to Florida and back up again to Washington, D.C. Travesty in and of itself. A horrible day in the history of America. And yet words that can never be taken back. Which kind of makes them hilarious.
Why would he do this?
I'm going to go with because he is. That'd be the one. Because Trump was going to cost him billions of dollars, and he was like, yeah, you're in the fucking Epstein files, dummy. I'd go, because he's in the files. He's in the files. And there's actually worse shit than that's been released. And he knows where it is. Because they went through it. They used Grok and other stuff to like skim through it. So in case he ever needed leverage for a time like this, he would have it. I mean, I'm just spitballing.
Why would he do this?
Because Trump's in the Epstein files. It's because it's true.
We need to...
Oh, dear. American Giant. Get your wiener on. Oh, sorry. This is... All right, here we go.
Off your first purchase. That's American-Giant.com/Glenn. Elon says, mark this post for the future because the truth will come out.
So he's tredupling down. Now sounds like Sir Alec Guinness. Oh, thank you. It's no use, Luke. If you'd have been here, you'd have been killed too. The droids would now be in the hands of the Empire. Oh, no. He's not dead. Not yet. He's me.
Now, Trump, again, who I think was pretty restrained all day compared to Elon Musk.
Well, because obviously Musk had leverage on him.
I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago.
That I kind of agree with. I'm sure he regrets not doing it. I think you're good point. I think Elon Musk would have gone, touche. I should have turned on you somewhere around December.
This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress.
Okay, that's just ridiculous.
It's a record cut in expenses,
not true.
$1.6 trillion.
Phony.
And the biggest tax cut ever given.
Lie. It extends the tax cuts, but it doesn't make new ones, except to business, like, multi-billionaires, I guess.
If this bill doesn't pass, there will be...
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, there's a name I've not heard in a long time. My uncle says he's dead. Oh, no, he's not dead. Not yet, anyway. He's me.
A 68% tax increase. Things get far worse than that. I didn't create this mess.
You kind of did. You added a third of our debt during your presidency. 4 fucking years.
I am just trying to fix it.
Damn it!
This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. After that, everybody starts to calm down.
Yes, they totally calmed down. I think nothing says calm like And by the way, I wouldn't say calm down. I would say that after a nuclear bomb goes off, there's a moment of calm, I suppose. There's a moment of quiet when your ears are ringing and no one can move and your skin's been blown off your body.
A little bit. Do you happen to have the Linda Yaccarino and David,
the real Mr. Joshua,
Sachs tweet? Because they both kind of stand up for the big, beautiful bill and saying it needs to pass. Now, Yaccarino is...
Yeah, again, this goes to the whole thing. Like, these guys try to jump right back to the bill. Like, hey, motherfucker, this is not about the bill anymore. Once he brings up the Epstein files, all bets are off. As a matter of fact, I think I think we've got audio of the... There it is, of the tweet. Oh, no. Stop it. Don't play music. Stop it. Oh, no, that's like, why was Aaron Neville playing? Oh, because it's alphabetical order and my music started playing because it downloaded that audio into that. That's funny. I've always believed that Aaron Neville recorded everything he did on a hayride. I've been wondering why you know how much I love you. Little bumpy, if you don't mind my saying so. Maybe slow down. All right. It's a theory I have, that all Aaron Neville records were recorded on a hayride. Thank you. Stop it. Wait, stop. Don't play no, stop. Hold on. It just keeps playing this. Quit it. Do not automatically play that. Go back to here.
What? She's a CEO, isn't she? Or is she the president of
I think CEO.
X.
Mm-hmm.
CEO.
Yeah. She's for the bill. She wants to calm him down or whatever. Like, well, she's I don't know. She's the Kremlin chairman for traffic, right?
CEO of X. And David Sachs is a good friend of Elon Musk. And they're both saying, no, we've got to pass the big, beautiful bill.
So one's an employee and one's somebody that he's apparently ignoring.
So
have they read it? I'm guessing they haven't. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, Glenn, how can you polish this turd? Every day it gets harder in every way to find the words to polish turds. Glenn Beck, turd polisher, to the king. Ding-a-ling. Sorry. Okay. Look at his forehead. It's so funny.
Then you have Bill Ackman stepping up. Now, the White House said...
did you talk to them too? Did they call you like they did Carl Higbee Sellers? Brendan!
That they were trying to schedule a call with Elon sometime today to
didn't happen.
Work this out.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Which, if you look at the actual facts, Donald Trump was more restrained than I think I've ever seen him.
Yeah, that's because he was competing with a guy who knows he's in the Epstein files and probably has downloaded all of them to a thumb drive. So yeah, there's a reason why he's tiptoeing around this. Sure.
Would you agree with that, Stu?
Yeah, he did not. I certainly didn't go nuclear like Elon Musk did.
No.
He did.
I would argue that he doesn't have equal ammunition. Maybe that's why. So the thing about going nuclear is it's mutual assured destruction. The only reason two sides don't go nuclear is because both sides know that the other side can obliterate them. Apparently, Elon Musk is under the impression that Trump can't obliterate him, that he knows he can make it through, which speaks to that whole J.D. Vance angle.
Address it. He did, he's...
Sorry. Take it away, Stu.
Started getting a little more critical about Elon, but it was... It seemed to be ramping up slowly, and all of a sudden, someone dropped 9 nuclear bombs onto the battlefield.
Right. Bill Ackman writes, I support real Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and they should make peace for the benefit of our great country. We are much stronger together than apart.
Sell it, dum-dums.
Elon.
Sorry, just a fucking tap dance they're going through.
Writes, last night at 9:27, you're not wrong. So
I
hopefully
feel a lot better this morning. Now, it obviously didn't help, but
is over. But look at the damage that this has done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I am. And I'm worried that I will suffer from gloat depletion.
This has given the left all kinds of ammunition.
I'm just a plain old Democrat, and it's all my cannons are fucking loaded, buddy.
Nothing but talking points. Elon Musk is never going to be re-embraced by the left. I don't think he really cares about that, but he should.
Why? If he did, why would he want to suck up to Trump ever again?
Care about,
Hal, don't work blue. Don't. Oh, believe me.
We need the guy to survive. He's one of the greatest minds of our day.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. No, he's not. No, he is not. He's a VC capitalist bullshitter that you guys bought in on. No, he's not. He didn't invent or engineer any of the things that you're seeing. He bought companies that were on the verge of doing it, and when they fail, he's like, I don't know, we're trying really crazy shit.
Our lifetime. He's probably the greatest scientific mind.
He's not even close to a great scientific mind anyways. You don't give a shit. They just named a fucking, like one of the women who invented, oh shit, what is this? Hold on. They named a supercomputer after the woman who invented CRISPR. That's a great scientific mind. Hold on, let's see. Supercomputer, CRISPR scientist, Nobel Prize. All right. Yeah, Doudna. Jennifer Doudna. That's her name. There she is. Hold on, let me show her this lady. CRISPR, the revolution gene scissors. See the lady on the right. Yeah, Emmanuel Carpenter and Jennifer Doudna. So see, let me show you. Let me show you what a great scientific mind looks like. You fucking moron. This is Doudna. This is Jennifer Doudna on the side, and that's Emmanuel Charpentier. And they won the Chemistry Nobel Prize award for the development of CRISPR, a way we can modify DNA. It's an amazing. It is if human beings extend their lifespan healthfully, it will be largely because of the work of these two ladies, period. Okay? Yes. She's a woman too. That's great. Yes. And nobody, and again, for all my feminist friends, very few people know about Doudna. All right. And Charpentier. But they named a fucking supercomputer after her. Let's see. Where, so let me find the thing. The Doudna supercomputer. There it is. Yeah. So, yes, go away. This is a supercomputer, like all the guys at Dell and NVIDIA, using this Vera Rubin platform. They're going to bring together AI and simulation to help 11,000 scientists tackle fusion, astronomy, and the future of life itself. And they named it after her. At Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory in Berkeley, California. The system represents a major national investment in advancing U.S. high-performance computing, leadership, ensuring U.S. research, blah, blah. Also known as NERSC 10, which is why Doudna is a lot easier. That was named after Jennifer Doudna. The next generation system announced today is designed not just for speed, but for impact. And they announced it, and there she is. And their congratulations to her, Jennifer Doudna, the patron saint of Fried AI. And this asshole has no idea she exists. You know why? Because she's a real scientist and she's a woman. So reason number 7,545 to say, fuck you, Glenn Beck.
As far as putting things into practical use since Tesla, the first Tesla.
Get out of here. Shut up. He didn't invent the laptop or the cell phone, stupid.
No,
I don't. I don't want a driverless car. The whole point of a car is to drive the fucking thing. Just make trains, dummy.
Real Tesla. And
this asshole doesn't even know what Tesla's main advances were.
Have to have that guy. But we also have to have Donald Trump.
Nope, we don't need either one of them, dummy.
And we
literally don't. If both of these guys just evaporated tomorrow like a two-person rapture, it wouldn't make a fucking difference in the true advancement of the human race. Not at all. There are dozens, hundreds of people that would step in immediately.
To have a country. Now, I want them to cut more out of this budget, but let's not blow this damn thing up.
Well, I think we're beyond that, aren't we?
Let's not blow everything up out of the water. This is...
Blow everything up out of the water.
It's not good.
It's not good, okay? I don't know. You guys think it's good. But it's not.
Who does this chaos serve? Certainly not the country, not the republic, and not anybody who is trying to navigate these crazy waters.
These crazy
Glenn,
waters.
can we talk for a second about the specific allegation of him being in the Epstein files?
Yes.
Because
we've already known that, by the way.
Yeah.
Stu.
Number one.
Stu, shut the fuck up, Stu. Stu. DEFCON 7.
It's, of course, technically accurate that he's...
Uh-huh. Yes. Because he was friends with him for fucking decades.
In there, they were friends.
Yes,
if you're looking at everything that like every flight on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, Donald Trump flew on the plane. Now, I don't think there's any evidence that he went to the island. Certainly, no evidence that he did anything illegal with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, again, if the women that Epstein sent to Trump for him to have sex with were basically paid for or trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein, then he absolutely did. Just because they were of age when he sent them, because they had their 18th birthday, which is, again, more Trump's style. He liked his women voluptuous and whatnot, well developed. So because he's a mama's boy, that's where he leaned. So the idea that he was after, he was for like prepubescent girls or something like that, the way Epstein leaned is one thing. But both of them had high ick factors and liked the untouched, as it were. And that's why.
They were friends before these accusations came out. So
yes, decades. And do you think Jeffrey Epstein started being a pedophile in 1999?
Technically speaking, Elon Musk is saying something that has been well covered in the media already.
No, I don't think it's been well covered. Now, I gotta say, I've heard a lot of shit from a bunch of these folks about, about Trump stuff, but I gotta say, this was relatively new when Wolf said that there was pictures of that he has witnessed a dozen pictures, specifically, and two of them with Trump with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on his lap, and then Trump standing there with a stain on the front of his pants, and 3 or 4 girls kind of bent over in laughter, and they're topless too, pointing at Trump's pants, his wet, stained pants. I don't think that's been that's just like old news now, Stu. As a matter of fact, Stu, have you ever covered it on there? Have you ever brought that up? You ever brought up the party that was filmed with, it was just him and Jeff and like a couple, like 2 more dudes, or the underage girls that were sent out on the fucking in New York onto that ferry with these old gross men, including possibly Rudy Giuliani. This ain't all old news, dummy.
Ready, and might protect him from legal consequences because of that tweet. I mean, if they really had a falling out, I mean, Trump sued CBS over their editing of the Kamala Harris interview.
So we've heard this talking point a bunch, and I want to explain this. That this talking point is that if it's technically true, so Trump's not going to sue him because it's a technicality. Like, he's in there, but he didn't participate in all this stuff. He just flew with the guy. He never flew with him. Then he flew with him once. And then he flew with him 5 times. And then it was 7 times. Now it's more. Now and we also know that Trump had Epstein flying on his plane back and forth as well. But they're not ever going to bring that up. So even though the lie keeps expanding, they're never adding on to that stuff, but they're going to go, he's not going to sue him because technically it's true and it's water under the bridge. Instead of, actually, he knows worse shit And because you could be in those files and go, yeah, but I didn't do anything. I've got proof. I'm suing your ass. You saw them, and you're making people believe that because they're unreleased, that I did something untoward, right? That was what the fucking, the dude on that, I don't know, that 4chan on Rumble was saying yesterday. You could still sue on the implication that because you were on the plane, you were engaged in criminal activity when there's no evidence that you were, and the implication was meant to slander you. And by people already knowing that you were in them and him bringing it up and going, mark my words, is the idea is that it's worse than what we've seen, right? You could still fucking sue over that, but he's not going to. You know why? Because he knows it's worse. Because Elon Musk has worse shit of him. He's afraid he has access to all the stuff, that he downloaded it while he was in there, that his operative dudes, his Doge bags downloaded the shit and they have it. You're going to, this is like Putin. This is like, how the fuck can you not fight back against Putin? It's really egregious and awful. That maybe there is a PP tape, right? That's why people easily believe that. Yeah, Ghislaine's still alive, right?
Being called a pedophile basically on the internet would, I'm sure, merit a lawsuit if they really had a falling out.
Hi. Oh yeah, we definitely need one. Hold on one second. Chat room, we gotta have a momentary kitten break. With this little ragamuffin, don't scratch on my, oh, it's floppy. He's been napping.
No, he just ate.
He just ate, hi. It's Bucky, everybody. Say hi, Bucky. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Hold on. I'm gonna curl you around. There you go. Just hang out. I know. Yeah, can you say hi? Can you say hi? What's doing? Yes, play with the microphone. That's a great idea. Clawing the microphone is a great idea. Yeah. Do you want to play with the keyboard? You want to step on everything? Which he totally does. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? You're such a sweetie. You're such a sweet boy. You are. You can't fall asleep, though, because I have to hand you off. I still got a show to do. That's right. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? Bucky knows. he's a fan watcher. Hi there, boy. Hi there, boy. Hi there, boy. He's a scrumptious. He is a scrumptious. You are a scrumptious. It's true. You are a scrumptious. I mean, come on. Is this not an amazing cat? Pass the Bucky. I will. Hi, buddy. Yeah. You doing okay? Do you need a snack? Did he already just ate? Yeah. Floppy. He's very floppy. It's one of the greatest things about him. He's getting very big. He's getting very long. He's going to be a big cat. I'm excited. And he eats a lot, so we're worried that he'll be a chonk like Chip. But he's longer anyways. I think he's a skinnier cat because, yeah. What's it doing? He still smells kitteny. He smells like a kitten. He does. He smells like
Chip's breath.
He smells like Chip's breath. He smells like Chip's breath because they've been gnawing on each other. He fights with Chip. It's so cute. We have to get some footage and post it of them wrestling because it's adorable. I know. What's it doing? Okay. All right. You can go. Here you go. You went down. He's like, I want to run around and chew on wires. Thanks, babe. Love you. Come on. He's like ridiculously adorable. Yeah. So, yeah, it's super cute. Okay, so I'm running late. That's why. Okay, so let me quick comb through this and we'll move on. Yeah.
But technically speaking, Musk probably would survive that, likely because, of course, Trump is in there. It's something we've known about for a long time.
Nope. No. If you say there's something, if it's something you've known for a long time, I know he was in the house when the murder happened. And we've known this for a long time, but they haven't charged him with anything. Sorry, my headphones were in the opposite ear, and they were curled the wrong direction. It was very strange. That you knew they were in the house, and now you're saying he was in the basement, or he was in the house when the murder occurred, and you're specifically saying that, like, well, we knew that before. And the idea is, like, mark my words, the truth will come out. The implication is that he wasn't just in the house, that he was involved in it, right? You could still sue over this. Stu's being a dipshit, as usual.
There's also
yes, Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier, because I'm, Oh, he's blue screen almost. So this is my Captain America that I have on the desk to remind me that I fight for truth and justice in the American way. All right, here we go.
Way we should note, probably dozens of other completely innocent people.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Stu. Somebody's finally standing up for the dozens of completely innocent people that used to hang around with Jeffrey Epstein for 3 decades.
That would be in those files. Doesn't mean that everybody that ever interacted with this guy slept with children.
So Musk was releasing these videos of him, and Epstein, and nobody denies that he was around Epstein. Nobody denies that. But
right, keep going.
What nobody cares to.
Captain America's name is Bucky. No, Captain America's best friend's name is Bucky. The Winter Soldier was his friend Bucky, who died during the war. Just bringing everybody up on the Marvel Universe stuff where the name comes from.
Recognize is that as soon as Donald Trump, had an inkling of who this guy was really, and had one of the women, at his club abused by Epstein, he cut the friendship, kicked him out.
Lie. This is a lie. Nope. It was over a real estate deal. Everybody knows it. And they kept talking after. They had like a year off, and then he called him again.
Yeah.
And said,
no, in like 2004, 2005, after that happened, the deal was in 2004. So from 86 to 2004, this guy didn't have an inkling that he was into underage girls, even when he said he likes them on the younger side. He says this in a fucking interview, and that doesn't count as an inkling, you tit.
We're done. Get out.
Bullshit. It's a lie. Bullshit. Glenn's bullshitting. This is, again, this is what we're seeing. Hold on. I got to get my sound effect. Go ahead.
I mean, he was the one guy that I know of, the one guy with moral spine around Epstein.
Right.
Let's not forget that there's Elon Musk pictures with Maxwell. So, I mean,
is that even true?
It's a very small circle.
Hard to know what's being photoshopped. I don't even know.
Oh gosh, are you kidding me?
Oh my God!
Really,
I don't know. I just
hold on. Fuck. You think he thinks that the Ghislaine Maxwell picture with Musk was photoshopped? Oh my God, Stu. What? I could never be on the show. I would just swear the whole time.
Oh no, I've seen photos of that, but I honestly don't know. Mike,
gosh.
I always
bullshit. Stop. You're lying, Stu.
Assume they're fake until I know, but who knows?
So bad.
Again, everyone has pictures.
Here's how you know. Elon Musk has addressed them and said he was at a party with them. Donald Trump wished her well on her way to fucking prison, right? When she was in jail because of what happened to her boyfriend.
Especially famous people have pictures. Famous rich people hang out at the same parties, and so who knows?
This is a recycled defense from when that woman who ran the rub and tug near Mar-a-Lago that rich dude got busted at took pictures with everybody at Mar-a-Lago that time. The massage parlor lady that was in charge of the place. I forget, what was the guy's name? Robert Kraft, whatever. When he got busted at the rub and tug, the lady who ran the place was at Mar-a-Lago, and she's got a picture with everybody. Right. This is the recycled talking point about that.
None of that proves anything. And honestly, if there was something here, and you mentioned this earlier, Glenn, quickly, that if there was something that Donald Trump, there's evidence that he did something wrong with Jeffrey Epstein, I can assure you the Biden administration would have found a way to release that.
No, here's the thing. Because it would be illegal to leak evidence that is just embarrassing to someone. They could sue you for it, and they could arguably, prove that they were a victim of it. And in Trump world, him with topless girls might even win him some extra votes. The idea that it would automatically hurt him because he was, rub and tug. That's what they call those places. There was a movie called Rub and Tug while I was in Canada. There was an indie film called Rub and Tug. Because rub. Never mind. Okay, so you get the point.
And it even speaks poorly of Musk in a way that if there was terrible evidence here, I mean, was he going to just go along
Just
and
be
not
quiet?
just he'll be quiet about Trump's sexual abuse of children if the cuts came through in the spending bill the way he wanted them? I mean, all of it is.
Maybe he was just getting what he needed politically, and then he was going to torch the dude to get J.D. Vance in position, and it was always the plan the whole time. Maybe he knew he had this weapon in his back pocket, and he could use it whenever after he had gotten what he wanted or didn't get what he wanted. Yeah. It's like, if he had this gun the whole time, why didn't he just shoot him? Well, maybe because he was waiting till he got something out of the guy, and then he would shoot him.
Absurd. We all know it's not real. It's a couple of guys throwing insults at each other.
No, it's real. You don't know it's not real. You don't even know which pictures are real, even though everyone else does.
In this particular case, Trump much more restrained than.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's aware that the other person figuratively has a gun.
Than Elon Musk, I would argue, even though, again, lots of positives of Elon Musk, but he's the one that really went nuclear here. And I do hope that cooler heads can prevail because it's good for the country, Glenn.
It is good for the country that everyone knows that Donald Trump participated in sex acts with Jeffrey Epstein. I agree.
Because I know you've
ignored reality for as long as you can, working at the Blaze, that you're high on our own supply and
really done your homework on
no
Elon Musk, and he has moments where he is not where he's more manic. Is it possible that this is a manic episode with Elon?
Could be the drugs.
I have no evidence. Not.
I could have outed you with Epstein, but I got high. I could have got cuts in the bill, but I got high.
Yeah, I know.
To be clear, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. But
yeah, you kind of are.
But, to look at if you read, the biography, the Isaacson biography about him.
Yeah.
There are periods through that time. Times where he's sleeping on the floor of the factory. That type of period. If you remember that period, Glenn, where it does appear that he goes into what you might call a manic state and makes a.
Well, I mean, when your back's all fucked up from sleeping on the floor.
A lot of poor decisions that wind up.
Yeah, terrible decisions like supporting Donald Trump for president. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, there's an argument. I mean, I hate to agree with you, Stu, but there's an argument that he's fucking bananas because you'd have to be that kind of crazy to even think Donald Trump should be anywhere near the White House. Sure.
Really hurting the stock price.
Not this bad.
Tweeting out things that he winds up getting sued for.
Yeah, that wasn't the problem. It was the Nazi salute that did him in.
There are a lot of periods in Elon's life where that type of stuff seems to happen. Add on to that, the New York Times, and again, take it for what it's worth. Elon Musk has a lot of enemies inside the White House. That's something that you should know.
Oh, no.
And so we don't know where this came from.
No, nobody knows.
But, lots of accusations of drug use.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to guess that in the fight about this stuff, Trump was planning on jettisoning him, and the picture of his drugs probably came from Stephen Miller, I would guess, since he ran off with the dude's fucking wife.
And things of that nature as well.
And when you say drug use, it's really ketamine, isn't it?
Oh, it's a bunch of things.
Ketamine was one of them. Although it was more than just that. I can pull the article up. But one of the interesting notes in the article is one of the ways the New York Times claims that they made this available.
Yeah, and this is bullshit. Just because we're quoting it to use it against him doesn't mean we believe it. It's just convenient.
To actually be reported, and it wasn't just a rumor that somebody told them, was they had photographic evidence of these pills. Now, Glenn, how many times has someone that taken pictures of your pill box or your pill bottles?
Oh my gosh, that happens all the time.
This is not something.
This is one of those like lame verbal irony attempts that they did. We've seen this with Laura Ingraham when people were getting into the Signal chat. Remember that? Like, who hasn't let a bunch of people into a chat group they didn't want to? You put somebody's number in, you thought it was somebody else, and it ends up being your ex and a detective who are trying to gather information that you may or may not have hitchhikers buried in your backyard. I mean, honestly, right? So, secondly, the idea is that who has access to him and can get that close that can take pictures of it. And largely it's either his people who are turning against him or people in the White House who are turning against him, which neither is good. Neither is a good look.
It occurs to normal people that don't have enemies around them, right? Somebody,
Correct.
My speculation is somebody around him saw him taking pills.
You mean like around him while he was in the White House or at Mar-a-Lago?
Took pictures of them and sent them to the New York Times. Supposedly, now the Times is like, oh, his friends are concerned about him. That's their excuse.
Oh, he's doing Glenn's dumb guy voice.
I don't buy that at all.
Yeah, as far as Columbo, you're right.
I don't either.
But
nobody has friends at that level in Washington, D.C. Nobody.
Yeah, especially that would be like, you know what? I'm concerned about Elon. I'm going to leak these photos of his pillbox to the New York Times. Like, there's no friend of his who would do that. It's absurd.
Right. It's obviously someone in the White House staff under orders from Donald Trump to take him down a notch as he's leaving because he was planning on going against the bill, and they knew it because they'd had loud verbal fights in the hallways.
No.
It's somebody who hated his guts or wanted to.
Sounds like a Jordan Peterson. No. Matt, it's like, no. And you're like, okay, but you're like, no.
To destroy him and wanted these bad things to come out about him in my estimation. So, could that be true? There could be some truth to it. I don't know. Could it be that he's in some manic period? Could it just be that he's really frustrated and this is how he operates with everybody else and it's not that big a deal? Yeah. Most people shrug it off because
it's just most of the time he doesn't have accusations of hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein to throw around with other people. All right, we're down to the wire. I'm way over time, but I wanted to do Elon's lost it. Trump tells Peter Doocy. Hit that like, share the show. Here we go. Last round. Oh, my God. It just gets better and better. I'm looking forward to the radio show. Tomorrow, by the way, on the radio show, if I may, chat room real quick. Tomorrow on the radio show, Philip Bittner will be joining us in hour 2, but Brian Karam is going to join us at the half-hour mark in the first hour. Andre, I set this up, so I'll send him the link. We just started chatting last night about this shit as it was hitting. And he's gonna pop on, and of all the people who've ever been in the White House, Brian has probably given Trump shit to his face more than any other person. So there you go. Now here we go. Let's go this last.
Because it's just normal.
All right, shut up, Stu.
But first, to our senior White House correspondent, Peter Doocy is live from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Other than the phone call with Brett,
awkward.
Both sides have been pretty quiet for the last few hours here.
Yes. Because everyone is dead.
Peter?
Yes, but President Trump does think that Elon Musk has totally lost it. And while there is no planned call between the two of them today, there is more. We've got a live picture that we can show you of the driveway in between the White House and the old executive office building. Okay, there it is. The red Tesla with Florida tags that President Trump bought during a South Lawn Tesla showcase to help Musk while his businesses were being boycotted. We are told this is not going to be there for long because the plan now is to either give it away or sell it.
I like it behind bars, though. I think that's a good look. It's a good live look, a live look of a parked car. It's great TV, Fox. You haven't lost a step.
I'm not going to comment on the relationship between the.
No, I think it's a bad idea overall. I don't even want to bring it up.
Between President Trump.
It's pretty terrible right now. I'm not going to talk about it.
And Mr. Musk, but
I wouldn't bring it up if I were you.
I will say that the economy the president is stewarding is performing fantastically.
We lost a bunch of jobs, and they revised the numbers down from a couple of months ago or whatever. But please don't bring up the Epstein files.
And we got 2 accusations about the Epstein files and who deserves credit for the election from a simple disagreement about the big, beautiful bill.
It's a pretty complex disagreement. Trump wants to present the simple version, and Elon Musk is mad because this big, complicated bill is full of shit.
The only difference between Friday and today
is that on Friday nobody yelled that my boss was in the Epstein files. I'm I'm a cherub.
Elon went back to his companies, and as a businessman, he has a right to speak for his companies. But as
So his companies want you to know, Tesla owners everywhere want you to know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, and every Tesla will have that go across the computer screen.
President Trump has a responsibility to fight for this country.
Which country are we talking about? Russia? Are you talking about Russia? I'm sorry, they cut in the middle of this.
And if there was any indication that Musk may have been on unsteady ground, it was about this time.
It was the part where he was like in the background while he was being handed a key.
Last Friday, when we tried to ask him about that New York Times report alleging inappropriate use of recreational drugs. So there is a New York Times report today that accuses you of blurring the line between.
Is the New York Times, is that the same publication that?
This is the same thing he typed on Shitter as well.
Got a Pulitzer Prize for false reporting on the Russiagate. Is it the same organization?
I got to check my Pulitzer account.
It is. I think the judge just ruled against the New York Times for their lies about the Russiagate hoax, and that they might have to give back that Pulitzer Prize.
Nope.
That New York Times. Let's move on.
See, he's just trying to pull from that's Trump's playbook, and he was just performing for Trump.
Still no clarity about whether or not what he thinks about that New York Times story.
That's an admission. You've been working there long enough, Peter Ducey, that you should know that when they do that, they're admitting to whatever you say. If they can't directly answer it and they deflect by saying, "You're fake news, aren't you?" or some shit like that, then that means they don't want to answer it because the answer is a confirmation.
But I am told that Elon Musk's act with President Trump started to wear thin about a month ago. John.
You telling me that you're a possible catalyst for this breakup, Peter?
I'm not saying I'm the catalyst. I'm just saying it seems like he had some stuff on his mind on his last day. And President Trump was sitting right there. He was watching that all unfold. I'm sure he would have loved to know what Elon Musk thinks about this New York Times report.
Do me a favor and
Trump to Brett Baer. Elon's totally lost it. I don't know. But both of them look very happy, though. I will give him one. Peter Douchey caused it all. I blame him after all.
Don't get anywhere near my marriage. Thank you, Peter. Sandra?
Ouch.
Hey, everyone.
Hey. So, okay. All right. I lied. One more. Hold on. Here.
But we begin tonight with a flurry of activity today at 1600 Pennsylvania.
Don't care.
But
Nope.
first, there is fresh scrutiny.
Somebody said autopen. Did I hear 100 years the fake to our country?
Lame. Nobody cares. 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 Nobody cares.
Howard and Jameson will be going and meeting with their top people.
It's not their top people.
And continue it forward. But no, I think we have everything. I think we're in very good shape with China and the trade deal.
There is no trade deal with China.
We have a deal with China, as you know.
By the way, if AutoPen nullifies everything, then why? Then I assume that all of the Jan 6 pardons are nullified. Because there's no way he signed 1,600 pardons. No way.
We're straightening out some of the points, having to do mostly with rare earth, magnets, and some other things.
Now, just to compare and contrast, Donald Trump is holding China accountable while engaging.
Yeah, you're just burying this fucking lead, aren't you? Yeah. China focus. Here we go. Now let's go to it. Here we go.
The Democratic Party, lose my mind. Now, of course, the legacy media mob, they would rather you focus and obsess about the current conflict between Elon Musk and President Donald Trump.
No, I think both of them would rather we do that. Again, it wasn't the legacy media that said, "Hey, Musk, bring up the fact that he's in the Epstein files."
Now, the rift between these two men, I'll be the first to say it's sad. It's unfortunate.
It's sad. It's sad and unfortunate.
These are two titans of American industry and culture. Two
bulbous, gooey, disgusting titans who of questionable valor and value.
very strong-willed heavyweights. You have the president of the free world, the richest guy on earth, one of the smartest guys on earth.
Let's just put a pin in that.
Conflicts, they're kind of predictable, aren't they? You know, you don't have to be a genius to figure out that is likely to happen.
Which is why Sean is the one that figured it out.
It's not unexpected to be.
Well, I agree, but you guys thought it would last forever.
Honest, they disagree on policy.
That's all. It's Trump's policy to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein for 3 decades, and it's Elon Musk's policy to use that as leverage to save himself billions of dollars. These are policy disagreements, okay?
They even said in their last meeting in the White House, yeah, we agree about 80% of the time. They have disagreements.
Yes, 20% of the time, Trump in his life, for 20% of the years he was alive, hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe more.
And they both fight back hard. No shock there either. They wouldn't be where they are if they didn't.
Well, yeah, because, you know, blackmail and leverage is a great business model.
But when I interviewed them together, the first thing I said to them and talked about and asked them, you know, you do know that the media mob, the legacy media mob, desperately wants to tear you guys apart.
And little did they know they wouldn't have to.
And for you two to fight and to get a divorce, and now the media mob is predictably elated.
It's true. But is it okay that I'm performatively sad?
And it got personal. Elon Musk claiming, oh, Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public.
I don't think there's help on your right, Sean Hannity. No help is coming from the wings, Sean Hannity.
Well, it's been well known that Donald Trump said that Elon was angry over Trump's decision to end the electric vehicle mandate.
And it's well known that he and Epstein were friends for decades. And that you were client number 3 of Michael Cohen, who was a known fixer.
Certainly understand why Elon, wants that in the one big beautiful bill.
I could, you really want that in there, so why not accuse someone of being a pedophile? I mean, it's business.
Pretty obvious, pretty apparent, understandable difference.
Yeah, it's an understandable difference. You want the EV mandate, and he doesn't, so point out that he's in the Epstein files. Makes total sense.
And on the Epstein...
Who wouldn't go there first?
Issue. Wasn't it Donald Trump? He booted Epstein out.
Nope.
Out of Mar-a-Lago nearly 20 years ago.
Lie.
Because
nearly.
He was one of the first people.
Nearly? How nearly? Oh, you mean like the year before he went to jail because it was getting hot?
People to realize just how horrible Epstein really was.
It took him from, he knew him since 1985. They hung out all the time. They were basically inseparable for at least a decade, according to Epstein himself. And, all right.
And by all accounts, he was kicked out because of his treatment of young women.
Nope, not by all accounts. Not even fucking close. Not even by a account.
Now, Democrats and the media.
Yes, the media. They want to point out, like assholes, that Epstein and Trump were friends for 25 years. They want to bring it up, and that anybody in a quarter century would have noticed at some point that some of the chicks that he was bringing with him on Trump's plane were little girls, and it might have stood out to them, but that's just crazy. That's just Democratic bullshit.
I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm just wondering, putting 2 and 2 together.
This if they had this information, wouldn't they have released it already? This is the talking point. This is what the White House sent out, by the way.
I truly wonder if our old friend Bill Clinton, how you doing? Good to talk to you. We know he had a relationship with Epstein. That's been reported on.
Yeah, he flew way less than Trump did, though. And it wasn't recreational. Insofar as we know, the only flights he was on were to Africa and back, I think. Right? One from New York to wherever they were leaving from, and then to Africa and back. That was the whole point, because Epstein was trying to cozy himself up to that shit. And by the way, if he's part of it, fuck him. I don't have to be for a guy to be for what he did in office, right? That I liked anyways.
Is he in the? Is Bill Clinton? Is he in those files? All?
Yes. And if there's any evidence he engaged in anything awful, fuck him. Now it's your turn, dummy.
So, I can't say for sure. I haven't seen them. But if I was a betting man,
what would you bet is the reason why the fact that the files were retrieved while Trump was president and he's still president and they're not out yet?
I know where I'd put my money. Now, if by some, chance that Bill Clinton is in there, I wonder if he kicked Epstein out of his life as publicly as Donald Trump did.
He didn't have to, because all of his time hanging out with him was before that. Trump hung out with him after Clinton did for years.
I guess if Donald Trump felt that Epstein had something on him, he probably wouldn't have kicked him out of his club.
Well, you're assuming that he did, which he didn't.
Inquiring minds, I think they'll want to know that.
I agree. Release all the files. Let the chips fall where they may.
So let's be very blunt here. Big deal. It's an online public spat between.
Yeah, he's pointing out an obvious thing that Trump and Epstein were friends for a quarter century. And that Trump is such a great judge of character, he didn't even realize that the guy he met in 1985 and hung out with all the time didn't have an inkling, is the word, that he was a pedophile until 2004.
Two very powerful men over what is really a policy difference.
Yes, a policy. If I see a man running down the street naked with an erection and a butcher knife, I shoot the bastard. That's my policy.
It got personal, and
yes, it did.
Still, despite all the bad blood, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I could be wrong.
You are.
I think that Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they'll work it out eventually. Eventually, they'll become friends again. Now, after all, it was only a week ago that.
Hey, yeah, good point. No sign of Joe Biden. You do realize that every time they bring this shit up, they'll bring up Clinton, which is fine. But they can't bring up Joe Biden. Nothing. The one thing you can say about Joe Biden is that in all the fucking making the rounds, never, ever was there a time, and it could be, quite frankly, that Joe Biden was not rich enough to be a target of Epstein, right? He would have never been at one of these gatherings because he didn't have the kind of money you needed to be in a circle around Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, granted, I don't know how rich Noam Chomsky was, but he hung out with Epstein. And the same thing with Dershowitz.
The pair were praising each other in the Oval Office. Remember, Trump gifted Musk a gold key to the White House.
Yeah, so you wouldn't give a gold key to a guy who knew you were in the Epstein files, would you?
White House. I don't know if he's changing the locks or not. Take a look.
Elon gave an incredible service. Nobody like him. And he had to go through the slings and the arrows, which is a shame because he's an incredible patriot. The good news is that 90% of the country knows that, and they appreciate it.
Not anymore.
And they really appreciate what.
Not anymore.
What he did, and I gave him a little special something we have here.
Thank you.
A very special.
I'm sure he'll cherish it forever. Where do you think that thing is right now?
I give to very special people. I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Beat it.
I think the Doge team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job.
That's right. They're all around you, Mr. President. And if you go against me, I'm going to unleash the hounds that I have put everywhere.
And I'll continue to.
I agree. That's the reason why they can't bring it up about. People are saying about Joe. Yeah, Joe Biden. They can't bring him up. He would never do anything like that. That's the problem that they have. So they have to keep bringing up this thing to avoid talking about Trump's very obvious, very deep and abiding relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. They were friends. They were wingmen for each other. The first time Trump had sex with Melania, it was on Epstein's Lolita Express. Period.
To be visiting here and be a friend and advisor to the president, and I look forward to times being back in this amazing room.
All right, that was less than a week ago.
Yes.
I'm heading out to a meeting.
Okay. All right. Love you. Are you taking the cat with you?
No, he's just following me, so I was
Good, I'm kidding you. Okay. All right. Long show.
These are two very talented individuals. Frankly, they don't
have a talent for spotting pedophiles in their social circle, though.
Need each other to be successful, but I do hope they work it out and set an example for the rest of the country. Hey, Sean Hannity.
I don't think so. I'm going to go there. I'm going to say that it's over. The relationship, not the fighting. The fighting will continue, and we'll get dark and evil. And wait, sorry, somebody Venmo'd me something. Thank you so much for that. Thanks, Lori and Patrick, for the Venmos. That's very sweet. This spat will not end well. Okay. It can't go on forever because, in the immortal words of Joni Hearst from Iowa Values, we're all gonna die. So, this fight has to end at some point. But hopefully that's not for a very long time, and we can both enjoy it. And I look forward to talking about this on the radio tomorrow, because I have no doubt that there'll be even more of this shit happening over the next 24 hours. Because some of the shit that's gone down, there is no way that that Trump just lets it lie. And the more he does, the more it appears like he's scared of what Elon Musk has on him. And chat room, I have one request. If you're on Shitter or you're on social media and you enter into those chat rooms, I would like to bring up and push that point, if you would, that the reason Trump is not going, quote unquote, nuclear on Elon Musk is because he knows Musk is telling the truth. That's why he can't attack him. And he's also surrounded by Musk's operatives, and he can't pull them out. They're threaded into every vein of the government thanks to Trump's stupid fucking judgment, and it's glorious. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, there'll be big Epstein signs on the 14th parade. Oh, it's gonna be so good. You're gonna have to just AI project onto some of the airplanes, Lolita Express. It's gonna be so good. So good. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the radio show, the Housemarks radio program, Megaworldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the show. I can talk. Hold on. These headphones are very loud compared to my other ones. Subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm having too much fun. That's what's happening. I'm having too much fun. Playing the wrong track. It's okay. Make the spaceship fly by again. There it is. Thank you guys in the chat room, and thank you guys with the super chats and the support of the show. I really appreciate it. Let me know if like setting a goal helps. Certainly seemed to, but I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys for subscribing. Obviously, I should be singing more on the show because I think that's affecting our subscriber numbers if I'm looking at this right. Oh yeah. Tell everybody in Pac-Man's chat to come over here and subscribe, will ya? All right. Oh, thanks, Fedra. Look at you guys. So great. Thank you for being here. All right. Take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else.
A very special place in the heart. Action replays in magnified fortune. Heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will reappear Our army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Wow.
I like wood. Deeper and longer.
Stop it!
Wow.
The scoper. The scoper.
I had a beat off.
The scoper.
What?
The biggest loser is the state with the shortest stick.
Michigan gave us Meltend.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
They're not allowed to be offensive, unfortunately.
It's my sister. You can all have her. I hear she's very good. All right. Stop right there, and I'll bring back the sun.
I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
I'm your huckleberry.
Groovy.
I'm just a happy camper.
Nice. Nice. Not thrilling, but nice.
Take off, man.
Be a moron. To be moronical. An imbecile. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever...
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me.
Listen, Betty, don't start off with your white zone shit again.
Hey, I guess they're right. Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
Sorry about it.
I am a hell 9,000.
I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon.
You lied to me!
Diet Coke!
You're like a Kentucky Fried Idiot. I think there's some kind of deviated treatment.
Easy, real nice. If I didn't have puke breath, I'd kiss you.
Something strange happened to me this morning. Was it a dream where you see yourself standing in sort of sun god robes on a pyramid with 1,000 naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you? No. Why am I the only person that has that dream?
I'm a land farmer, motherfucker! Hail to the king, baby. I'm dead sexy.
I was thinking of the immortal words of Socrates, who said, I drank what?
That was really cool, by the way.
Am I getting through to you?
You think you know something about everything, don't you?
That's great psychology. Why don't you just say something bad about my mother?
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you? I make you laugh? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Oh, nice marmot.
This man's obviously a lunatic. I'm calling security.
Professional assassination. It's the highest form of public service.
Don't wreck our show, you hoser.
Hey, you want to make $14 the hard way?
Gee, I wish we had one of them doomsday machines.
Which word didn't you understand?
Negative function. Negative function.
Does the president or any other responsible agency know about this?
Oh, hello there!
And getting whiplash from my burps, eh?
Well, boys, I reckon this is it. Nuclear combat toe-to-toe with the Ruskies. The Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator.
Okay, you know, you guys aren't privy to all the new shit, so, you know, but hey, that's what you pay me for.
Why are you dressed like that? I love Leia.
We need you. Hell, I need you. I'm a mess without you. I miss you so damn much. I miss being with you. I miss being near you. I miss your laugh. I miss your scent. I miss your rust. When this all gets sorted out, I think you and me should get an apartment